The NBA on CBS. Today's show is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. All the new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevy dealers everywhere. And by Alcoa, the producer of energy-saving aluminum.
Welcome to Denver, Colorado, where one Rocky Mountain high has ended and another is just beginning. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger, along with Keith Erickson. And Keith, this is the first time this year that Denver and the New York Knicks have met, and what a contrast in style.
Well, they sure are, Brent. This New York Knicks team is just loaded with talent, individual talent. The Denver Nuggets, on the other hand, are a great team. They play together, take advantage of every opportunity they get, and they're really tough here at home.
They certainly are, Keith. Their record at home, 19 victories and only one defeat. That lone defeat was at the hands of the Washington Bullets in overtime. The starting lineups: Haywood, McMillan, McAdoo, Clemens, and Monroe against Jones, Thompson, Issel, Wilkerson, and Price. The lead official is Jack Madden. He'll toss the basketball up, and we will be underway from Denver. Hollins, the other official. Madden with his back to you. McAdoo and Jones preparing to jump it off. The Knicks in their traveling blue. The Nuggets in their white home uniforms. Jimmy Clemens being checked by Wilkerson, who's been playing guard under Larry Brown here in Denver. Played a lot of forward, picked up in that big trade. First shot is taken by McAdoo, and he was fouled going in for the basket.
That's a tough play right off the bat. Bob McAdoo got the ball inside here, using his elbow to keep Bobby Jones off. You just cannot give a 6'10" man with the ability Bob McAdoo has, the ball inside like that.
McAdoo's career scoring average, Keith, 27.8. The third highest in the history of the NBA, behind Chamberlain and Abdul-Jabbar. So here's Wilkerson handling the ball now for the Nuggets. They're without Brian Taylor. We'll cover that story thoroughly for you as the afternoon progresses. Danny Issel, a fine outside shooting center, off of Thompson's hands to Price. Here's Issel. Jones works hard at that offensive glass. Thompson came back up and drew the foul.
Bobby Jones taking that offensive rebound. He is a great talent.
Spencer Haywood, his first personal.
Here's David Thompson again, being fouled from the side.
Foul number one on Haywood.
The matchups in this game are interesting, Brent. Dan Issel playing center and Spencer Haywood guarding him. Issel goes to the outside a little bit. Bob McAdoo guarding Bobby Jones.
Now, Keith, we'll watch the Knicks come down and set a play. Jimmy Clemens, left-hander, formerly the Cleveland Cavaliers, out at the point. Here's Haywood, 42. McAdoo, of course, wearing 11s over on the other side, the weak side. He cuts in for the pass. Comes up on Jones. Jim Price. Thompson. And Issel was met by McAdoo, and McAdoo didn't like the call. He thought it was a clean block.
Foul is on number 11, Bob McAdoo.
What's the great play of this is Bob McAdoo's expression. You never see him change expression. It looks like he got him a little bit on the hand there at the top. I wish we could see his expression. He smiled a little bit, and that's as much as you'll ever see from Bob McAdoo.
Keith, it is Issel's ambition, after winning the NBA championship, to win a Kentucky Derby, a breeder of horses back in Kentucky. Maybe that's his second free throw. 10:53 to go in the first quarter from Denver, Colorado. It's the New York Knicks trying to snap that 5-game losing streak. Life on the road is tough in the NBA. Knicks are in second behind Philadelphia in the Atlantic Division. Jimmy McMillan. McAdoo chases it down. Haywood's first shot. He played a season here at Denver, and he still holds the single-season scoring record, averaging 30 points a game before he jumped to Seattle of the NBA.
I'm sure plenty of these fans remember him here. They're now cheering for their home team, the Denver Nuggets.
Wilkerson. Looks like McAdoo wants to work on that glass a little bit, Keith, at both ends.
Yes, he does. He can really get up and get those rebounds.
But he has to want it, I believe. Here's Spencer Haywood.
That's a forced shot right there. Not a good shot. That's the kind that Nuggets usually take advantage of. Get the ball out and run on.
Here they are. Thompson was overled just a bit, Keith, and that's what stopped the play.
You also saw David Thompson, just his foot gave out a little bit. He sprained his ankle in practice yesterday. I hope that he hasn't injured it again. He seems to be running all right now.
5-1. The Knicks up by 4. The Pearl. Make it 7-1.
Now that's the Knick play right there. It was a good example of it. Bob McAdoo had the ball and gave it up on a quick pass to Earl Monroe, who had the good shot. Most teams wouldn't consider a 20, 25-foot jump shot all the time a good shot, but that's a good shot for the Knicks.
Issel gets the Nuggets' first field goal through the foul, and he'll come to the line.
Number 42, Spencer
That's
Haywood.
2 on Haywood early with 9:21 to go. Now at halftime, we've got Horse, we've got Jimmy the Greek. After the NBA on CBS today, the finals of the Grand Slam of tennis. It'll be Jimmy Connors and Bjorn Borg again.
This Dan Issel's a real old pro. I'll tell you, he can really play this game. He's smart. He doesn't have all the physical ability of Bob McAdoo, but he's really got the smarts. Doesn't jump well. He uses everything he's got.
Trying to seal Haywood off at the baseline. Got it.
There he is, using the baseline as an extra defensive player. In the NBA this year, that can't be just an out-of-bounds play. It's got to be a foul one way or another, and they said Bob McAdoo charged into Issel. There's a lot of contact going on in this play.
Jones got position. And drew the foul when he went behind. Pretty setup on this play, Keith.
Yeah, that's right. Wilkerson had the ball way on the outside. Bobby Jones was led by a beautiful pass by Bobby Wilkerson.
Clemens coming in on Jim Price. Price pushed him off. So Madden and Hollins seizing control here early.
Here's a good example of that contact rule that they have. You can keep one hand on a player.
Good double screen that time, Keith. He just blew the shot as Jones went driving down to the defensive set. And Monroe is called for the foul. Both men were moving. There is probably the greatest player in the history of the New York Knicks franchise.
Looks like he was a little unhappy with that call, doesn't he?
Well, he's got to be unhappy having lost 5 in a row, even though they're on the road, Keith.
Willis
It's the
said
longest road trip of the year for them.
And he said he's even looking forward to getting back to New York. Can you imagine what the weather they're having back there?
By Bobby Wilkerson.
So the Nuggets slide ahead as Coach Larry Brown cheers that field goal by Wilkerson. 8-7 the count, and Monroe seizes it back for the Knicks.
That's the Knick offense right there. Earl Monroe came down, didn't have any idea of passing the ball off to anybody else, just put it right up.
Issel crashes to the glass.
And Issel.
8:05 to go in the first quarter.
That's a beautiful Denver Nugget play. You've got to play defense on Dan Issel. You cannot let him come to the basket. And the way these guys pass the ball, they're going to hit anybody cutting to the hoop.
We go seesaw. Now 11-10 on Clemens' field goal. Issel, the high hand for Denver with 6. And Haywood golden in his ball. 8 points for Issel with 7:45 to go.
Here's Dan Issel with a good move right off a quick first step, putting the ball on the board, and Spencer Haywood hit the ball after it hit the board. Automatic goaltending.
Nuggets lead the Knicks by 1. 12-11, 7:36 to go in the first quarter, and Monroe. Price. Just one shot that time as McAdoo sealed off Jones, and the rebound did not bounce high away from him. Thompson checking McMillan. Shot clock inside of 10. Down toward 5, and a Pearl hits it. 13-12, Knicks over the Nuggets. We've got our first timeout here, Keith, as the Nuggets go over to talk with their coach, Larry Brown. Knicks will go over to meet with Willis Reed. 6:59 to go in the first quarter in Denver.
See what's new today.
Introducing the third generation Monte Carlo. The third generation of a highly successful personal luxury car. Its highly original styling opens new dimensions in affordable luxury and in comfort. With more rear seat headroom, legroom, and hip room than last year's Monte Carlo. The third generation Monte Carlo. Drive it and put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Here, the wind can turn an entire ski slope into one big snowdrift. But you've got the horsepower and the know-how to take the mountain away from the storm and give it back to the skiers. And now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Beer after beer. If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
So far in the first quarter from Denver, the Nuggets have hit 5 of 9 from the floor, and the Knicks 6 of 11. Issel and Monroe each hit 3 of 4 from the field. Rebounds, fairly even, 5 for Denver, 6 for the Knicks. Really still too early to draw any conclusions from any statistics that we have. 13-12. The Knicks over the Nuggets right now. 6:59 to go in the first quarter after the game. The finals of the Grand Slam of tennis coming up on CBS. Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors. Wilkerson, as Issel pops out to take the pass. McAdoo stops Jones, and Issel puts it up outside.
This Dan Issel is so valuable to this team. He's a center, 240 pounds, 6'9". Not only can he take the ball to the hole like he's done 2 or 3 times already, but he can shoot the outside jump shot. Makes it doubly tough on the defensive player.
And, of course, in the West, he must play well against Abdul-Jabbar and Walton if they're going to get any place in the playoffs, as McAdoo on the turnaround grabs the lead back for New York, and we have been seesawing. It is now 15-14. Knicks ahead of the Nuggets. Nuggets leading the Midwest Division. Chicago and Milwaukee battling for second place. 3-second violation. Will come out on the side. And Ray Williams, number 13, checks in for the Knicks, their number 1 draft choice out of Minnesota. His brother Gus Williams, a guard with the Seattle Supersonics. Prior to that was a guard with the Golden State Warriors. And here is Ray. Both of them grew up just north of New York City. Lonnie Shelton also out of there, hit last by Denver. So on the floor right now for the Knicks, we've got McMillan, Shelton, McAdoo, Monroe, and Williams.
They've got a couple of great matchups going on right now. Lonnie Shelton, 245, and Dan Issel, 240.
One shot play, 24.
Well, Williams was driving in. Through the foul from Jones. That is 4 team against the Knicks and 3 against the Nuggets. Jimmy McMillan. Shelton had it knocked away by Price.
That's Jim McMillan's jump shot right there. He's a great shooter. He's probably a little stale right now. He hasn't been playing a whole lot on this road trip.
Taken away on the inbounds pass by Denver. Shelton a little careless on the toss-in. Boy, Issel has handled the ball a lot, hasn't he?
He sure has.
David Thompson has not handled it much. Price.
That's a great block by Williams.
McAdoo comes down with Williams to his right. Jump pass to Shelton. Goaltending against Thompson.
What a block. Watch David Thompson get up in the air, and there's a beautiful pass by Bob McAdoo. Lonnie Shelton putting the ball up, and look at David Thompson. Good golly, way above the rim.
That's the kind of action you'll see at the NBA All-Star game in Atlanta a week from next Sunday. David Thompson will be a starter for the West. 17-14, Knicks up by 3. Here's David. Got away from McMillan with that good move that time.
They're trying
his first field goal, Keith.
They're trying to isolate David Thompson on Jim McMillan. Let him just go one-on-one. He's a little quicker than Jim, and he certainly jumps a lot better, so he can get a shot just about any time he wants to.
Offense is the call. If Shelton has a flaw, as New York Knicks fans know, it is the fact that he picks up too many fouls. As Mac Calvin, number 20, checks in for the Nuggets. He'll be working with Wilkerson. Calvin bringing the ball up. Issel, Jones, and Thompson up front. Short. Here's Monroe. Shelton ahead of him. Here's Lonnie, good shooter. 1916. Knicks lead the Nuggets now with 4:34 to go in the first quarter. It's the NBA on CBS from Denver, Colorado. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson. How much fun it is to watch Thompson. Taken down by Shelton. Here now is Jim McMillan. Mac Calvin cuts back at the angle, and McMillan goes up on him, and Williams hustled down.
That's a real heads-up play by Ray Williams. Coming down and covering. You know, sometimes the players don't like to make an effort to come all the way down and follow up a play that looks like an automatic layup. And the players miss him every now and then. Williams was right there to tap it in.
Wilkerson out over Monroe. Foul called on Monroe by Madden. Knicks lead it by 5. Butch Beard comes in with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. There's Butch.
I started to mention a minute ago about the great matchups going on. I think one of the all-time matchups you're going to see today is Bobby Jones guarding Bob McAdoo. McAdoo, the 4th leading scorer in the league, and everybody knows what a great, probably the greatest big man, pure shooter that we've had in the game.
Tommy Lagarde, the rookie for North Carolina, checks in, and Issel gets a break.
And guarding Bob McAdoo is Bobby Jones, who has been voted the #1 defensive forward in the league last year, and he's I'm sure will be again this year. So one of the best offensive players against the best defensive player.
Knicks up by 3 right now, Keith, with 3:49 to go in the first quarter. On the turnover, it's Mac Calvin. Behind the court. Thompson. He's into the swing of things now.
Jim McMillan's got a big problem on his hands.
McAdoo broke free neatly on Jones that time, and it was a good pass. Had 2 shots, and McAdoo just couldn't put it down. But he went backdoor on him, and the daylight was there.
That shows the hustle of Bob McAdoo. Put the shot up and came back and got his own rebound, put it up again, was going after it for the 3rd time.
Keith, it's incredible to watch McAdoo when he gets hot from the outside. You forget how big he is.
You really do. He is such a pure shooter. He's just a beautiful sight to see when he's shooting that ball, and just nothing but the bottom of the net.
Can you imagine how much money's worth of talent we've got out here with Thompson and McAdoo and people like that? Here's Jones. Short. Glenn Gondrzak grew up in Boulder, Colorado. Rookie from Las Vegas with the Knicks. He's a hustler. You're going to like him. Here's Shelton. 23-20. Knicks playing well in the first quarter. Up by 3.
Lonnie Shelton looks good shooting that ball from the outside. 6'8", 245.
2:49 to go in the first quarter. Jones moves inside with a left-handed shot. Right away, he thanks the man who passed the ball to him. Pass to Gondrzak underneath. Turn around. Anthony Roberts and Gondrzak battling him. Ah, it's Thompson. Thompson to the basket. Got it. Timeout in Denver. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. We've got a good one. It's Denver 24, New York 23.
Alcoa can't wait. We must transmit the power to our homes and factories. We gotta make the highway safe for folks like you and me. Our cars should be lighter for the most from every mile. We must clean up, recycle, and make the whole world smile. We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
We are helping our community and all communities by recycling junk automobiles in our melting process instead of bringing in virgin iron. 6,000 cars a month is what we recycle here.
Jan Pribble, Foundry Line Supervisor. This is who we are and what we do at General Motors.
We make quality castings, car parts, GM parts. We can remelt scrap pieces and still get the quality that we're after. Quality to me is what we're here for. It's important that we run quality castings here. It's a must. If you're really interested in staying here, you cannot do enough for the place. That's the way I feel. The people have so much pride. General Motors has been good to them, too.
General Motors, people building transportation to serve people.
Tuesday evening.
Now, for a report on the Chicago Bulls-Milwaukee Bucks game, let's go to Gary Bender and John McLaughlin in Milwaukee.
Welcome to the fans that have just joined us here in Milwaukee. The team in the white uniforms of Milwaukee Bucks playing the Chicago Bulls in the red. Our score now is Milwaukee 21, Chicago 18, as we have 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. As now the Bulls with the basketball. Gary Bender along with John McLaughlin in Milwaukee as John Mengel plays it into Gilmore. Artis Gilmore has been tough, and here comes the rookie Marcus Johnson to the rebound. A steal by Scott May.
Scott May very smart there hanging around the ball, and that's Artis Gilmore's first miss. He's 4 for 5 in the game.
And it goes to Alex English, who's hit 2 shots he's attempted, as Winters now brings it inside at the 149 mark.
Alex English from Winters.
Welcome back to Denver. Score is tied at 25. You missed a free throw by David Thompson and a field goal by Butch Beard. I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson. 2:02 to go in the first. A dandy brewing out here in the McNichols Arena. Holding foul is the call. Butch Beard protesting. Willis Reed is up alongside the Knick bench.
Butch Beard is second. We're in the penalty now.
And they're in the penalty. Thompson comes to the line. Only 3 team fouls against the Nuggets. They are not yet in the penalty. 1 to give. Bo Ellis has also checked in. We probably, as you watch Willis Reed, one of his assistants, Dick McGuire, to Reed's right, we probably will not see too much of Ellis. He's playing with an injured knee. David Thompson almost had it. And traveling on the turnover, here come the Nuggets. Nuggets lead it by 1, and here comes Smith. Another rookie from Las Vegas, former teammate of Gondrzek's. And David Thompson goes out to that ovation. So here comes Smith, Calvin, Roberts, Lagarde, and Ellis. It's the kiddie core on the floor for Larry Brown.
Larry Brown has 4 rookies in the game right now.
28-25. Nuggets up by 3. 1:34 to go in the first quarter. Beard, Phil Jackson, Gondrzek, Shelton, and Williams on the floor for Reed. Gondrzek puts it down, got the basket, was fouled in the process. Chance to tie it up. Roberts fouled him. Check that. Made a mistake. It was Smith, his first.
You saw Smith reaching in and hitting Gondrzek on the arm as he went by. Nice move by Gondo. This is one of the real weaknesses that this Denver Nugget team has, is their inexperience. They've got 4 rookies on the floor right now with Mac Calvin, an 8-year veteran.
Lagarde probably should have put the shot up outside. Went right into heavy territory, didn't he? Beard. And the Knicks up on that field goal. Hey, Butch Beard's hit a couple of big field goals, Keith.
Butch Beard is shooting just great this year so far, 51% from the floor.
Knocked away by Williams, and a foul is called. He hooked his man going past. Willis Reed talking now to Jack Madden.
The penalty now with Mac Calvin for 2 shots.
Here's Mac Calvin coming through the middle. Looked like it was all ball. One of those difficult plays to call. Jack Madden was right there. He thought that Ray Williams hit him on the arm.
A lot of fans in Denver, Keith, came out, apologized for the performance of their Denver Broncos last Sunday in the Super Bowl, and I said, you don't have a thing to be ashamed of.
Boy, they certainly don't.
Not the way they played this year. What a great season they had.
It was really a beauty, wasn't it?
14-point lead by Cleveland over Atlanta.
I know the Nuggets are looking forward to having those same fans come out here and root them on.
Shelton sealed off by Lagarde. Wanted to go down the baseline. Here's Williams. Man is down 5-on-4, and Williams uses the screen by Beard. So Knicks up 31-30. Now down inside of 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
Now this guy can really score.
Shelton over there with a good block. Bounced it back to Roberts. There's your man, Keith. You like it.
Anthony Roberts was the 2nd leading scorer in the nation last year, averaged 34 points a game. He is instant excitement out here. He's an aggressive defensive player, and he can really score with that ball.
Nuggets leading the Knicks 32-31. Last shot time in the first quarter in the McNichols Arena. Beard just killing time. Now they're down inside of 5. They've got to hurry. They need a shooter. They need a shooter. They won't get it off. 24-second violation with a second to go.
Bobby Jones back in for the Denver.
Bobby Jones is obviously the passer on this play. And here comes the shooter, David Thompson.
So they'll set it up. Have to work quickly. Here he is. Into the first quarter from the McNichols Arena. The Denver Nuggets lead the New York Knicks 32-31. And in that first quarter, the Nuggets turned the ball over once, and the Knicks turned it over 6 times. We'll be back. 32-31, Denver ahead.
Introducing the Kellys. From Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Kelly Passenger Radio. From Cumberland, Maryland, the Kelly Truck Tire. From Tyler, Texas, the Kelly RV Tire. From Freeport, Illinois, the Kelly Farm Tractor Tire. From Cumberland, Maryland, the low-cost 4-ply tire.
For whatever driving you're doing, the Kellys have a tire for you. The Kellys. What a lineup.
Tough throughout the line. We're good and tough. We're the Kellys. See what's new today in a Chevrolet.
To the more than 600,000 people who bought the new Chevrolet during its very first year, thank you. You've made it the most popular car in America. For the rest of you, a simple reminder. With its advanced design, the new Chevrolet has more headroom, more rear seat legroom, more trunk room, and more. So drive it. The new Chevrolet. Now that's more like it.
Control is very important in the game of basketball. And control is vital in the game of life, especially when you're dealing with high blood pressure. Right now, I'm having my blood pressure checked. That's the only way to tell if it's high. If it is high, I'll follow my doctor's advice to control it.
It's normal, Tom.
Good. For more information, ask your American Heart Association. I'm Tom Borwinkle. Remember, we're fighting for your life.
An announcement from the American Heart Association in cooperation with the NBA.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, the Hollywood Stunt Competition. 5 p.m. Eastern Time, you're going to see 8 of the finest stuntmen in Hollywood. 7 men and 1 woman will be in that competition. We start the second quarter here in Denver. 32-31, Nuggets ahead of the Knicks. And, Keith, you made the observation that Larry Brown substituted probably those rookies because he was at home.
I don't think he would do that on the road. I think he figures he can get away with it here at home. If he's going to give anything up, he's going to be able to get it back when he brings his veterans back into the game.
So he put him in by the parcel load, didn't he? 4 of them on the floor at once. Let's see how he starts the second quarter. Ellis, Lagarde, Roberts, Smith, and Calvin. So he will start the second quarter just as he ended the first. Against Beard, Williams, Gondrzik, Shelton, and Toby Knight on the floor. Rookie from Notre Dame for the Knicks. He's wearing 43. Calvin. It's a 3-point Denver lead.
I like the way Matt Calvin plays. He's a scrapper. He's all over the floor, hounds the ball handler, and he can shoot that ball from the outside. You can't give him the shot.
He shut Beard off inside as Gondrzik throws it up outside. That's a 1-point lead again.
Beautiful pass.
The guard fouled as he went up.
He's really taking advantage of the Knick defense, not turning around. Here you see Matt Calvin getting by Butch Beard. And we'll see Lonnie Shelton coming in the screen, just barely turning around at the last second. He should have had his back turned around facing the ball so he could have seen the team coming down.
That foul was on Shelton. That's his second. Philadelphia leading Golden State in the first quarter. Golden State encountering problems this season without Jamal Wilkes, without Gus Williams. Taken away by Calvin from Beard.
By Matt Calvin.
4-point Denver lead on that steal. Shelton.
Butch Beard bringing the ball up. Matt Calvin reaches around behind him as Beard turned his head. Calvin just steals the ball and takes it in for the 2 points.
Roberts. Knicks can tie it. Beard hesitated momentarily.
Looked like he lost his footing on that.
Didn't seem to have good balance, did he, Keith, when he took the shot?
Looks actually like he's hurt his ankle or foot now.
Jim Clemens checks in. Detroit ahead of New Orleans by 4 in the first quarter. Butch Beard going off now for some treatment by trainer Danny Whalen. Clemens and Williams will work in the backcourt for Willis Reed. Knight forced it inside to Shelton on the turnover. Here come Denver. And welcome to the fans that have just joined us here in Denver. The Nuggets lead the New York Knicks 39-35. The Knicks have the ball. They are blue. Knight.
Now that's the second time in a row that that's happened. The Knicks have come down the floor and had the ball on one side of the floor, and they left the man wide open on the other side for an easy jump shot. Lonnie Shelton the time before, and Toby Knight that time. I don't think that's part of Denver's defensive game plan here.
4 rookies on the floor for the Nuggets right now. You're watching one of them, Tommy Lagarde of North Carolina, a rookie for the Knicks, Glenn Gondrzek. You're watching some of the bright young talent in the NBA right now. Ray Williams, the rookie from Minnesota. Calvin with control, dribbles out of trouble. 9:40 to go in the first half. Foul by Williams. 9:39 to go in the first half. Denver leads the New York Knicks 39-37.
For the Denver Nuggets, number 44.
Danny Issel has checked in. We're going to have a timeout here in Denver. So when you come back, the veteran Issel will be on the floor in that first quarter. He scored 10 points. Right now, David Thompson has 8. Shelton, 6 for the Knicks. Monroe, 6.
You're the Pepsi generation.
I never won anything before. Man, this is always the first time.
Come and have a Pepsi day. Come on and make this day a celebration. Come on and join the Pepsi generation. Come on and have a Pepsi day. Winning throughout the nation as Hertz a superstar. We got the winning combination. Super people, super cars. Making that extra effort to meet the specially. Day in, day out with super speed. Hertz, the superstar in rent-a-car. Hertz, the superstar in rent-a-car.
You know it.
All across our land, people know our brand.
Come on, you guys. Can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark plugs by AC.
Hear that, men? You can trust AC spark plugs. And remember AC filters to help protect your engine from dirt and dust. Right, Ben? Ben? Kids!
Drive through dirt and dust. Good filters are a must. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Filters by AC. Plugs and filters by AC.
76ers 29.
For a report on the Golden State-Philadelphia game, let's go now to Don Crickey and Cassie Russell in Philadelphia.
We welcome the fans who have just joined us here in Philadelphia. The 76ers are in the white uniforms. The Golden State Warriors are in the blue. And the score is Philadelphia 31, Golden State 19 early in the second quarter. In the first quarter, Lloyd Free starting for Doug Collins, gunned in 12 points, all from the outside. Caldwell Jones took up 10 rebounds to key the fast break game of Philadelphia. 76ers with a 31-21 advantage now. Here is Collins, who's been out with an injury, back in the lineup, came off the bench. And Philadelphia will put the ball back into play. Cassie?
Good effort by Sonny Parker, overplaying again. As I talked earlier about overplaying at a forward position, Sonny Park overplayed McGinnis but didn't get the ball, almost stole the pass, but that's what you got to do to the 76ers.
Darryl Dawkins heads in for one of those fine killer slam dunks. And the score is Sixers 31, Warriors 21, 10-11 to play in the second quarter.
Welcome back to Denver. We are tied at 39. You missed one basket, a field goal by Jim Clemens. We are tied at 39, 8 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the first half. I'm Brent Musburger, along with Keith Erickson, and Larry Brown has gone back to his regulars. Williams now the Knicks with control. McAdoo broke free.
That's a
Knicks
beautiful
up
pass by
2.
Ray Williams. Bo Ellis let McAdoo cut down the lane right behind him. You got to watch the ball and your man at all times.
Keith on the floor right now for the Nuggets. Price, Wilkerson, Ellis, Issel, and Thompson. Jones getting a rest. Price. Knicks can now go up by 4. Here's Shelton. Crashes to the glass. He's got offense. No basket.
Well, I want to see this again. Lonnie Shelton going full blast here. Jim Price looked like he was still moving a little bit. I give that call to Lonnie Shelton. I think it should have gone the other way.
When you get a reputation in this league as one who accumulates fouls, it is sometimes hard to break that. But it took a lot of guts on Price's part just to stand in there for as long as he did, I want to tell you.
And that's the second time this game he's taken an offensive charge on Lonnie Shelton going full speed like that.
Great pass. Jones didn't expect it. He was going into rebound. Loose ball foul by Madden, so it'll go now to the Knicks.
Number 32, Bobby Wilkerson, is first.
For Wilkerson, that's his first. On the team side right now, 2 on the Knicks and 2 on the Nuggets. Knicks lead the Nuggets 41-39. Horse at halftime. Also a report from Jimmy the Greek on who might be the next coach of the Chicago Bears. Williams now goes into McAdoo. Price had sagged back on him. Good ball handling by Williams. Out comes Wilkerson. Thompson. It'll go to Denver, and Clemens is protesting that call.
Action at Boston. At the end of the first quarter,
Toby Knight checks in from Willis Reed. Also, Keith, after this basketball game, the finals of that Grand Slam of tennis, Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors. So we'll be having a report on that upcoming match at halftime. We've got a timeout right now. 7 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first half. It's the New York Knicks trying to snap that 5-game losing streak, leading Denver by a field goal.
These 1,700 one-gallon gas cans reach up to the highest suspension bridge in the world, demonstrating just one advantage of the new Chevy Chevette. If the car you drive now has an average EPA combined city highway mileage estimate of 17 miles to a gallon of gas, and you switch to a Chevy Chevette with its higher mileage, you might save up to this much gas, as much as 1,700 gallons over 5 years of normal driving. 1,700 gallons, enough to reach from the bottom of Royal Gorge to the bridge above and then some.
Energy for a stronger America.
Last year, Exxon launched the world's tallest offshore oil platform. Today, off California's coast, it's opening America's really deep waters as a source of energy for the first time. From its deck over 900 feet above the ocean floor, drilling crews have begun work. And soon, 28 wells here will be producing oil and gas where none could be produced before. A new source of energy for a strong America.
Now comes Miller time. You've turned a dangerous ledge of new powder into a harmless pile of snow. Now's the time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Alan Arkin stars in The Defection of Seamus Kudirka, a true story of one man's fight for freedom. Monday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Tuesday, January 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Buddy Hackett will be one of the celebrities, Keith Erickson. I hope he gets the obstacle course run. Right now, we've got 7:26 to go in the first half here in Denver. It's the Nuggets 39 and the New York Knicks 41. And the Knicks have played well. They have had a tough road trip. Their longest of the season. They've lost their last 5 after winning their first 2. McAdoo with control. They can go up by 4. Taken down by Thompson. Welcome to those of you who've just joined us. Denver in white with the ball. They will still control it. They trail the New York Knicks, who are in blue, by 2 points, 41-39. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson. Danny Issel off of Bobby Jones, but Jimmy Price runs it down. David Thompson, 33 on the floor. Bobby Wilkerson, 32. Jones is off, and so here come the Knicks. Keith, the Knicks have played well.
Yes, they have played very well. They're really looking for each other. Nice drive by Butch Beard. We saw Bobby Jones miss a short jump shot down here. I think that's probably the only weakness in his game. He's just a little bit weak on his jump shooting from out about 15 feet or more. And you don't see him take it very often. Teams try to embarrass him and back off of him, make him take the shot.
Here's an update on the New Orleans game. Detroit leading Pistol Pete. New Orleans, Pistol Pete, of course, leading the league in scoring. George Gervin is second. And a man who was playing in this game is third. David Thompson, you'll see all three of those stars a week from Sunday. The NBA All-Star Game on CBS. Nice to have the basketball season in full swing on network television, isn't it? Here's Bobby Wilkerson. Pops it in now to Jones. McAdoo is right with him. What a matchup that's been. Wilkerson outside.
Bobby Wilkerson.
6 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first half. Knicks up by 1, 42-41. Monroe going to Toby Knight, who turns around on Issel and then hustled back for an offensive rebound. That pass.
Dan Issel, Toby Knight. Toby Knight outweighed by about 30 pounds on this matchup here. Dan Issel just moving him right out of there. I don't think Toby Knight can stay with him. They had Lonnie Shelton at 245 on him before.
Here's Issel, loose ball, Knicks. Monroe applies offensive pressure and goes tonight. It is now a 3-point lead, 44-41 and 5:44 to go in the first half. Price yells out the play for the Nuggets. Issel was rolling off his pick.
No basket.
Foul by Knight.
Dan Issel using his weight to advantage again. Toby Knight trying to lean on it, not to much avail. Now Issel has him in front, put the ball over, and they call a foul on Toby Knight from behind. On that play, if Toby Knight is going to front him, he's doing his job, and then it's the responsibility of the other players to back up and to cover on the weak side.
Seattle leading the Celtics in big right now. 5:27 to go in the first half. Knicks can increase this lead to 5.
Too much ball handling right there by Butch Beard.
And Monroe hits it at the end. And sometimes the Knicks will do that, Keith. One of them, Beard or Monroe, will control with too much dribbling.
That's right.
Here's Wilkerson. Back to 3, 4:59.
You know, when the Knicks do that, if they can end up with a good shot like they got last time, heck, they could go ahead and do it. But, you know, oftentimes they force a shot or don't even get a shot.
On the turnover, Denver can ease back to within a point. The leaders in the Midwest Division. Philadelphia leading the Atlantic ahead of Golden State. Philadelphia will be out in Denver next Sunday. That'll be one of our regionalized games on CBS. Ellis cut off by Knight. Went the other way. Offensive foul. Pushed in.
That's a foul.
It's interesting, Keith, that both Thompson and Issel have been held scoreless so far in this quarter. We've got 4:32 to go. So defensively, the Knicks have been impressive. And against the man they must stop, David Thompson.
Yes, they have been. And I don't think that Larry Brown figured on his 2 stars going scoreless here, or he wouldn't have kept them out of the game as long as he did.
Issel is back out again, Keith. Thompson still on the floor. Bo Ellis. Jones working up front.
Beautiful pass by Jim McMillan.
3-second violation, though, as Knight had camped out underneath, but it sure was a pretty pass.
Yes, it was. That's where Jim McMillan is most effective. He's a great team player, and he just hasn't been able to fit in too well with these Knicks so far. They They really haven't been playing together very well, although they have here in this game so far.
Gondrzak switched off. Thompson came up on him, and a foul is called on Glenn. Glenn Gondrzak with about 400 fans from the Boulder area.
I think Gondrzak played great defense on Thompson this time. Switched off, stayed right with him, using his body a little bit, not really holding with his hands or anything, jumping up. He's a rookie. He got called for the foul.
Thompson's first point in this quarter, 4:05 to go. Pulls Denver to within 2. But can you keep him under wraps an entire second half? Pretty tough.
It's just about impossible, especially here in Denver.
Knicks leading the Nuggets now by 1 with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Gondrzak passes off to McMillan, but it's coming the other way. Offensive foul is the call against Gondrzak.
Now we'll watch Gondrzak coming down. Now this is where it's important that a player stop at the free throw line. That's what you're taught. Fundamentally sound basketball is to stop at the free throw line. You wouldn't have all this congestion down there. Wouldn't have had the offensive foul.
Nuggets can regain the lead. Thompson will go for it. 3:40 left in the first half, and Denver is up by 1.
Jim McMillan was doing what he's got to do and try and keep the ball away from David Thompson. You can't let him get the ball. Here's Jim McMillan. Watch, going for the pass. He went for the gamble and missed it. Gave Thompson a wide open jump shot, 15 feet, almost automatic.
Timeout in Denver. 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the first half. At halftime, it'll be Horse, Jimmy the Greek, and a report on the Grand Slam of tennis.
Like your GM car?
Yeah.
Want to keep that great GM feeling?
We sure do.
Then shake hands with Mr. Goodrich. He's dedicated to improved customer care at more than 6,000 participating GM dealers.
You want genuine GM parts. You want your car fixed right, on time. That's what I want too. Caring about your GM car helps keep me in business.
Keep that great GM feeling with genuine GM parts.
Hi-ho! Your Admiral here to inspect your shipload of values.
Ready for inspection, sir, with outstanding values. We're offering this automatic ice maker kit free with selected Admiral side-by-side refrigerators.
Roger.
No, it's Walter, sir.
Roger.
And on Admiral television sets that adapt for remote control, the remote control unit is free, a feature that could cost up to $90 on some other brands.
A shipload of values you can be proud of, lad.
Thank you, sir.
Sale ends February 4th at participating Admiral dealers.
Fred sent in his tax return yesterday. Now he has to wait for his refund check. And wait, and wait. Harry had plans for his refund money. He went to Beneficial, because Beneficial wants to lend you the full amount of the refund you expect, and more, so you can get going now. If you have plans for your refund money, would you rather wait, like Fred, or go, like Harry?
At Beneficial, you're good for more.
Following the game, CBS Sports presents live the Grand Slam of tennis. That's Following the Game.
We're back in Denver. 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the first half, and the Nuggets leading the Knicks 47-46. Keith Willis-Reed has used one combination after another in this game.
Well, he's doing pretty well. The Knicks are only behind by 1 point, but, you know, it's something where he hasn't had much success on this road trip. 5 losses in a row. He's going to just try and find whatever combination it is that works. It doesn't matter how much experience, how much bulk, whatever works, he's going to go with.
On the floor for him right now, Williams, Monroe, McMillan, Gondrzak, and McAdoo. Kansas City leading the Nets.
Back the game! Back the game!
Anthony Roberts. And he traveled. Welcome to those of you who have just joined us. Denver with the ball, leading the Knicks by 1. Bobby Jones loses it, so you can see if the Knicks can regain the lead. We have been seesawing in the McNichols Arena in Denver. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half. 47-46. Nuggets lead the Knicks, and David Thompson has not been much of a factor this quarter, Keith.
No. Now that looked like good defensive position, and it was. Jack Madden called a charge on Bob McAdoo. Let's watch David. There you really couldn't see the charge on the play, except for Bobby Jones going back, and you can't tell if it's a charge or not the way the guys are able to fake that these days.
Denver retains possession, leading by a point. Thompson will throw it inbounds. Calvin, Wilkerson, Jones, Roberts out there for Larry Brown. Roberts, McAdoo right with him.
That was a beautiful block by Bob McAdoo, and Anthony Roberts 2 times in a row now. He was called for traveling, and then a block shot. He said, "Oh man!"
And then he came around behind his back and tossed the ball off his teammate. Tough moment for Anthony Roberts. 2:23 to go in the first half. 47-46. Denver ahead of New York. Here's Williams. Matt Calvin checking him. Williams wants the screen. And the Knicks lead by 1. 48-47. Down toward 2 minutes. Spencer Haywood had a long rest. He'll be coming back in. Thompson. Roberts in position. Jones misses with the left hand.
Robert Jones been having a tough time. Yes, it was. I think he thought Bob McAdoo was right there and going to block that shot.
Williams penetrated. Just eased that shot up. Now it's a 3-point New York Knicks lead. 144. Shutting off Thompson has been the key here. Back goes Wilkerson to Matt Calvin. Back to 1 in 136. Quickly to Monroe. Knicks on the move. Down now come the Nuggets. Here's Wilkerson. The Knicks are there. Wilkerson will put it up.
That was obviously not a good shot.
Traveling is the call as 2 Knicks were battling for the loose ball. And it goes to Denver. The Nuggets can seize the lead. Danny Issel checks in. So too does Spencer Haywood. Gondrasek and Jones are out.
I am really amazed at Bob McAdoo. How on a play like that, a heated play, guys, 3 or 4 guys grabbing the ball.
Issel with his second shot. Got it down. Nuggets with the lead.
Dan Issel puts the ball up on one side, misses the shot, gets the rebound again, takes it up on the other side, inside 3 Knicks. I would tell you, that's really going after the ball, isn't it? What I started to say about Bob McAdoo before is he just never changes his expression. Guys are grabbing the ball, elbows flying and everything. The call was traveling. Didn't affect him at all.
1:18 now, Keith, left in the first half. Denver up by 2, 52-50. There's a reminder of what's coming up at halftime. Ball was on the line.
Oh.
That horse competition will be Mickey Johnson of Chicago and Cassie Russell of CBS. Come on, Cassie. Go get him. I guess we'll let him wear a Laker uniform today for that, won't we? 1 minute to go in the first half. Nuggets leading the Knicks by 2. Deflected by McAdoo, and he steals it. Excellent defensive maneuver. Knicks can tie.
And it was a terrible pass, too. That's one of the first rules of basketball is never try and pass the ball across the lane. You've got 8 guys to go through. Matt Calvin just told Dan Issel it was his fault on the pass.
And we've got a technical foul. It's against the Pearl. Monroe has just been assessed with a technical foul. Now the hot shooting hand has been Matt Calvin for Denver. He scored 10 points.
For the Knicks, Matt Calvin to shoot the tee.
He will shoot the technical with 51 seconds to go in the first half. That increases the lead to 3. That's the time remaining in the first half. So Wilkerson has become a ball handler under Larry Brown. Phil Jackson defending against Issel. Offense.
No basket.
Be no basket.
Number 44, Dan Issel, is first.
That's a nice play by Phil Jackson. He's a smart old veteran. He knows what to do. You know, Issel looked like he was going to get by him. He just laid out on the floor.
Willis wants to get McAdoo and Monroe back in, Keith. He does.
He's bringing their offense back in. That was good by Willis Reed, taking his defensive players in the last time when the Nuggets had the ball. Now substituting again, putting his shooters in the game. I think it's going up.
I think you're right. 30 seconds to go. Knicks retain possession.
And Spencer Haywood thought Dan Issel was all over his back on that play. It looked like it, too.
Monroe had possession, brought it back out. Jimmy McMillan makes it a 1-point Denver lead with 26 seconds. That's McMillan's first basket, Keith.
Yeah, he's been having a little cold streak out there. Denver should try and set up and get into their play with about 10 seconds to go. Figure to take the shot with about 5 or 4 so that the Knicks can't get another shot.
There's the 10, Keith.
There they go. David Thompson going to go one-on-one, Jim McMillan.
This'll rubs McMillan off, but I'll tell you, Haywood came over neatly on the switch. Madden with the whistle underneath. No basket, he says.
Loose ball foul on number 5, Jim McMillan.
So we've got 2 seconds to go.
That was really a heads-up play by Anthony Roberts. That play was made possible by Roberts going to the offensive board. He's a great leaper and just kept the ball in play. Issel came back and got his rebound and was fouled on him.
Price checks in. So too does Tommy Lagarde.
Now they're probably bringing Lagarde in. He'll probably guard the man out of bounds, bringing the ball in. 6'10", so he won't have a nice, just an easy way of throwing the ball in.
They'll have 2 seconds to get something going after this free throw if it's good by Issel.
He should have a penalty shot here.
He does have.
Okay, ready?
So this is his final shot here. It was a loose ball foul, 1-on-1. There's Lagarde and Issel both on the ball. And Monroe just holding the ball.
He just ran the clock down. Issel is down.
The New York Knicks 52. Tickets for the Denver Nuggets game on the Buffalo.
Hope he's not seriously hurt.
January 25th will be on sale for all.
For a report on Golden State, Philadelphia, let's go to Don Crickey and Cassie Russell.
We welcome our viewers of the Denver Knicks game here in Philadelphia. The 76ers in white, the Warriors in blue, with Philadelphia holding to a 49-40 lead. We have 48 seconds to play. As you see in the first half, Caldwell Jones at the free throw line. He has 15 rebounds in this game. He's been the big catalyst for Philadelphia's running game. As Sonny Parker comes on the floor for Golden State. Al Attles, the Golden State coach, has been changing his lineup. Philadelphia is led by as many as 12 points. And then Golden State with a good running game. Keyed by hard defensive rebounding, rallied back to within 2. And then Golden State again fell behind by 10. Philadelphia's had command pretty much of the way, but Golden State, when they're running, has been getting right back into it.
But they got back into the game, Don, by taking good shots and playing good team defense. And when you get into a helter-skelter game with Philadelphia, you're asking for trouble because they do that so well. But the 76ers are playing excellent basketball. They're running a lot of patterns, and that's good.
That's what Billy Cunningham says. He admits says no team has more talent than we have. He says to bring it out, we have to be aggressive in running. We have to let them play. And the 76ers are wide open, but with good control. Here is an inside shot by Dudley. He gets it down, and they get a 51-42 game. As you see, the first half winding down to 22 seconds as Lloyd Free now will play for the final shot.
The Warriors are not giving up by any stretch of imagination. They keep pecking at them, and if you keep playing like this, something is going to give.
Lloyd Free has 14 points. He got 12 in the first quarter. Julius Erving coming off some sensational slam dunk plays earlier. Feed off goes to Knicks, and the basket will go. Steve Knicks gets it. We'll look at it again.
Okay, Lloyd Free with the ball. Pass, and the pass was really meant for Dr. J.
And we get the horn, and that is the end of the first half here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. As the 76ers get back to big lead, going to the locker room. Philadelphia opening up a 53-42 lead at the end of the first 2 quarters of play. Caldwell Jones getting 11 points and 11 free throws.
Halftime at Denver, and Keith, we can take a look at this injury sustained by Danny Issel. Tommy Lagarde and Issel were going to pressure the inbounds pass. Now watch Tommy Lagarde. Comes up with his shoulder directly into the facial area of Danny Issel, who was injured. And Keith, you said he was bleeding as he went to the locker room.
He was in a lot of pain, and he was definitely bleeding from the mouth. He really got hurt.
They have just given away a Black Angus steer here in Denver. Some fan hit a field goal from midcourt.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by all the new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevy dealers everywhere. The Kellys Springfield Tire Company. The Kellys, they're good and tough. And by light beer, everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Keith, as we get ready to start the third quarter, Willis Reed met with both officials. What was he complaining about?
Willis was pretty upset. The Knicks only shot 4 free throws in the first half compared to Denver's 20.
And Denver leads it by 3, 55-52. The Nuggets in white with possession right now. Price putting it down. Jimmy Clemens on him, and he walked. So they turn it over. And the Knicks, Willis Reed and Dick McGuire, studying those numbers.
Knicks had 18 turnovers in the first half to Denver's 8.
And Keith, the lead changed hands 17 times in that first half. Haywood with 2 points in the first half, misses his first shot. 55-52. Denver leading. They lead the Midwest Division. Wilkerson with a pretty drive. Under control.
That's a beautiful shot. Jim McMillan was standing in the lane trying to draw the offensive foul. Wilkerson just went by him and put it up with his left hand.
Clemens, Haywood, Monroe.
Now here's a mismatch. McAdoo has got to shoot this ball.
And he did.
Jimmy Price at 6'3" just cannot guard Bob McAdoo at 6'10". Anytime that happens, a mismatch like that, the guy should just be looking for the shot, telling his teammates to get out of there and let him have it.
57-54. Price inside to Thompson.
That's really phenomenal. The guy's 6'4.5", without any effort, just jumping up, stuffing it 2 hands.
Whistle taking Haywood.
Not much movement by the Knicks. You know, Spencer's just holding that ball for about, he's had it a long time now. Ends up shooting a jump shot.
Spencer Haywood for the Knicks.
It's a 3-point Nugget lead with 10:26 to go in the third quarter.
You know, that type of a play is Spencer's fault for holding the ball, but also his teammates for not moving. You know, he can't pass it if they're not moving.
Jones still off on his shooting, Keith, as you pointed out in the first half.
The Knicks are giving him that shot. That's a...
Monroe on the move. Through the foul. Good change of speed on that drive.
Foul is on number 33, David Thompson, his first and the team first. Earl Monroe at the line for 2 shots.
All right, David Thompson just moving without the ball. Got McMillan on the high side. Was wide open underneath. Just turned around and just slam dunked like it was, the hoop was about 5 feet high.
That was a good rub off over there behind Issel, wasn't it, Keith?
Yes, it was. He's just...
Kansas City leading the Nets. How many coaches have we had fired this year? About 5 already?
I think it's been 5 so far.
Kansas City. We've got 10:06 to go in the third. It's a 1-point Denver lead, 59-58. Monroe has scored a total of 10. Rice, jump shot out over Clemens. McAdoo screened for Haywood that time, and Jones switched off. Spencer had it. Looks 1 point again. Quickly to Jones. McAdoo is there. Jones on the drive. The 2 former stars from North Carolina go at it down along the baseline.
When Bobby Jones caught that ball on the outside, the only thing in his mind was just taking that ball to the basket. He just turned around and took it right there. Bob McAdoo got in his way. He just ran him over.
Keith, that's 3 fouls on McAdoo. We have 3 on Ray Williams, who's on the bench. On the Denver side, no one with 3. Jones with 2, Price with 2. We've got to have a timeout right now that has been called. So certainly no one on the Nuggets in any kind of foul trouble whatsoever. 9:37 to go in the third. Denver leading the Knicks by 1, 61-60.
Why are men switching from aerosol hairsprays to Vitalis Super Hold Pump Spray?
The pump? Because it doesn't spray any aerosol propellants.
The pump? Well, it costs less to use. Save money.
It's because the pump is stronger. Can hold longer than the best-selling aerosol.
The Pump. Vitalis Super Hold Pump Spray, now with an even finer spray. Why don't you switch from your aerosol to
The pump, the pump. See what's new today.
Chevrolet introduces a new kind of space vehicle, the new size Malibu wagon. It has a new and very convenient two-way hatch gate and an amazing amount of interior space. You can load the new size Malibu with the tailgate down or with it up, and when you finish loading, there's still ample room for family and friends. Chevy's new size Malibu wagon, it's the kind of friend a modern family can use.
Do you use a separate pot for frying, cooking, and steaming? Well, now there's the new Hamilton Beach Dial-A-Pot. It's 3 pots in one. Dial fry and it fries up your favorite foods fast and crunchy. Dial steam and it steams up the crispiest vegetables and the most delectable seafood. Dial cook and it cooks up everything from soups that simmer to tasty stews. The new energy-saving Dial-A-Pot. It's 3 pots in one. A great gift only from the Hamilton Beach Scoville World of Appliances.
Tuesday, join Bob Hope when the stars come out for the Kraft 75th Anniversary Special. Tuesday at 9:30, 8:30 Central and Mountain Time.
Well, that's a hello to Larry Brown's parents back in the New York area, and that pretty girl there holding the end of it, that is Larry Brown's lovely wife, Barbara. And I told her before the game, the one way to do it is to make sure you get that CBS logo up on it. And Keith, they did a good job.
They did a professional job on that, didn't they?
Jones at the free throw line for Brown's Nuggets. Just put them up by 2, 62-60, and now make it 3.
Here's a full court press by Denver. Looks like the Knicks knew it was coming, didn't they?
Sure did, Keith. Oh, it's stolen. Wilkerson was there. Backcourt foul, loose ball, rather, by Monroe.
I'll tell you, you can wait a long time before you'll ever see the ball stolen from Earl to Pearl Monroe again. That was a beautiful steal by Bob Wilkerson.
Yeah, I thought Wilkinson's talents were as a forward, and I come out here and he's handling the ball at the point.
He sure is.
Bissell, and they burn him on that full court press, so it's 65-60.
Bissell's got a very solemn expression on his face. I think he's unhappy about that cut in his mouth. He's going to turn it into some points.
McAdoo lost control.
Another great pass by McMillan. He's a heads-up player, knows what's going on out there.
Now it's a 5-point lead. Here's one of the moments on the road where you don't want to lose contact. You're down suddenly by 5. Thompson with a miss. These are important moments right now. 9:05 in the third quarter.
Knicks have got to get a good shot here.
And Thompson was there. McMillan forced it into the block.
What a block. McMillan faked him out. He was way up in the air and blocked it. Even when he was just about on the floor, he was still so high.
Big field goal by Clemens, Keith.
Yes, it was.
65-62. Cooled off the Nuggets just a bit. 8:44. Now here's Issel right back. The Knicks are going to have it. And it's on Jimmy Price. Loose ball foul, so the Knicks will take it out on the side. Watch this great block. Look at Thompson up in the air right there.
Now, Jimmy Miller had faked him, and he figured anybody else would have been way down, and Thompson still came down and blocked the shot.
What was Thompson's hang time on that? You see him? Monroe inside with Price. Goes to the layup. Now it's a 1-point game. So back-to-back field goals by the Knicks. Clemens and Monroe. They're 2 guards.
You know, it makes you wonder why the Knicks don't do that every time down. Come down and set up for a good, when Earl Monroe had that ball down low, he's impossible to stop.
Now they got a chance to go ahead if they can put together 3 hoops. And there they go. Spencer Haywood on the pass inside. Shoot layups, not jump shots. 66-65 and 8 minutes to go in the third. Now let's watch Denver respond. He traveled, says Madden.
Here comes McAdoo with the rebound. Good outlet pass out to Earl Monroe. Takes the ball. He sees what's going on the floor, and Spencer Haywood takes the ball to the hole. I tell you, the Knicks are really playing the way the Nuggets usually play here at home. Denver is out of control, forcing shots. Knicks have got good shots the last 3 times down the floor.
Let's see what they do this time. Can they run off 4 field goals in a row? They're inside of 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now it's Monroe. Now they're down to 3.
Yes, indeed, a good shot. They're under control.
65, Keith. 3-point Knick lead. Last minute and a half. They've played some of their best basketball of the day and probably the road. Oh, bring it down. Did you see him on
Look at
this
this. Here's
play?
David Thompson. Gives a fake, gets McMillan leaning. With McAdoo coming at him, he just reverse stuffs the ball with 2 hands. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, that's a rally igniter right there. He's got the team.
What a way to slow a team down. Now on the turnover, the Nuggets can go. Oh, it's back to Monroe on the bad pass. Monroe again. Still won't go, but there was a foul.
Foul is on number 32.
Wilkerson on the foul.
Second, team third. Timeout, Denver.
Oh, Monroe would love to have that second shot back, wouldn't he? Had the layup underneath, kept in play down there at that end, but it wouldn't go. Timeout in Denver. 6:50 to go in the third.
We're good and tough. We're the Kellys.
The Kellys have a way to save gasoline from the ground up. A steel-belted radial called the Kelly Gas Pincher. When we tested a set of gas pinchers against our non-radials, the gas pincher pinched from 14.5 up to 31.7 more miles out of a tank of gas. That's hundreds of more miles a year with the gas pinchers.
We're the Kellys. Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Je m'appelle Boum Boum Jaffrion.
Je m'appelle Jacques Plante.
Nous sommes tous deux les anciens joueurs de hockey.
Et nous buvons la bière light de Miller.
Oui, nous buvons light parce qu'elle a 1/3 moins de calories que leur bière régulière. Elle est moins rassasiante.
Non, nous la buvons parce qu'elle a un goût magnifique.
Elle est moins rassasiante.
Goût magnifique.
Elle est moins rassasiante.
Goût magnifique.
Sacré-bleu.
Imbécile.
You believe this guy?
Tu chavires.
Mais t'es un fou.
Passe la
La bière like de Miller. Tout ce que vous désirez d'une bière, et moins.
The Dutch Masters buyers are in France for the international auction of rare African Cameroon tobacco. There are 2 secrets they must keep to win some of the best leaf for Dutch Masters. The exact leaf they want and the price they'll pay.
It's a nice color.
When their bid is opened by the French auctioneers, they'll learn if they've won some of the best.
Acheteur Dutch Masters.
Taste the taste the world competes for in a Dutch Masters Cameroon cigar. There really are masters at Dutch Masters.
And we welcome our Denver Knicks viewers here at Philadelphia. The 76ers in white and early in the third quarter, holding to a 55-47 lead. Golden State in blue. Julius Erving, who had 11 first-half points, trying to head to the basket, a matchup of all-pro forwards. Julius Erving going against Rick Barry. And a lot of personal fouls in the game. Barry picked up 3 in the first quarter trying to contend with the doctor, but that's all he has into the third quarter now as Dawkins puts the ball up, but if there's a foul call prior to it.
You see, it's not necessary for Robert Parrish to make that type of a foul. He's got good position on Dawkins, and he's got to wait until Dawkins catches the ball and then make a defensive play. To reach over him, you're really bailing him out.
The key to this game has been defensive rebounding. Both teams, when they've gotten that defensive board and been able to kick the ball out to start the running game, has been able to score consistently. Golden State down by 12, rally back to within 2 with a good running game. Now they trail by 8. 8:05 to play in the third quarter. Darryl Dawkins, never played college basketball, out of Orlando, Florida, at the free throw line. Big Daddy D.
Daddy says he's a honey bun.
He can't do it, then it can't be done.
done.
That's his motto. He's 6'11", 255 pounds, but he says, don't print those statistics because they're always changing. I'm not done yet. 7:47 to go in the quarter. Here's a travel called on Herrick of Golden State. So it's the Sixers 55, the Warriors 47 with 7:46 to go in the third quarter.
Back in Denver, we are tied at 70. Knicks with the ball. What you missed? 2 free throws by Earl Monroe and a 3-point play by David Thompson to tie it at 70. 6:21 to go in the third. I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson, and Spencer Haywood has regained the lead for the New York Knicks. Can the Knicks break that 5-game losing streak? Here's Jones off this, tie it up again. We got one brewing here at McNichols Arena. Tied at 72. We slide inside at 6 minutes in the third. Jimmy Connors and Bjorn Borg coming up next. Gondrzak goes in now to Haywood. Pops the turnaround jump shot, which is short. McAdoo with an offensive rebound. Knicks up by 2, 74-72.
Oh, he can shoot that ball. He's beautiful shooting that ball, isn't he?
He really is.
Heads up play on defense, stole the ball.
Here they come. Ray Williams, the rookie, glides in, and the other rookie, Gondrzek, missed on the follow-up. Stolen by Williams, and Haywood's ahead of him. 76-72, 5 minutes and 20 seconds. You know, this has been such a hectic game, I haven't even had time to fill you in on Brian Taylor, but I will as we progress. Now it is Danny Issel going to Bobby Jones. Oh, Wilkerson broke free. Defensive mistake by the Knicks, Steve.
Yes, it was, and Bobby Jones picked it up again. Just a heads-up player. Made a beautiful pass to Dan Issel down below 2 plays ago. And right here again for another assist, an easy layup. Denver's got to have more of that. They've got to stay together here. They've got to play as a team. They got out of it for a little while.
Jones right with McAdoo. Oh, what an arching shot of Jones was right there.
Couldn't play him any better. Could not play him any better, and that was not a good shot.
Here on the steal comes Gondrzek with a great pass to Williams, and it wouldn't stay. Layup wouldn't stay. Could have been a big psychological boost there for the Knicks. Now it is Danny Issel. Offense is the call. No basket. Shelton and Knight will check back in.
Here's Gondrzek taking the ball away from David Thompson on the side. Now watch this behind the back pass. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Wilkerson came to him. Williams had the ball, shot it with his left hand. He's got the ability to dunk that ball. He should have done it, made sure.
Timeout, 4:29 to go in the third in Denver.
Chevrolet announces a lot more Chevette for a lot less money. New Chevette standard equipment includes a radio, reclining bucket seats, white-wall tires, console, sports steering wheel, a 1.6-liter engine, 18 new standard features in all, plus a wide hatch, carpeting, front disc brakes, rack and pinion steering, and more. The 78 Chevy Chevette. A lot more car for a lot less money.
Well, the weather up here is tough on everything.
You kind of feel good that you have a diehard.
You need a good battery in the city of Anchorage.
In Anchorage, they buy more diehards than any other battery.
I think the diehard was probably designed with Anchorage in mind.
Yeah, we depend on the diehard.
Turns that motor over just fantastic. And so far, Sears diehard battery has been a good battery for me.
The diehard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't.
Turn the key over and it goes, you know that?
Sold only at Sears.
What are you waiting for?
Right now, save $50 on a color TV from Sears.
What are you waiting for?
It's on sale for just $339.95. You get a 19-inch super black matrix picture tube for bright, crisp colors, automatic fine-tuning, and a solid-state chassis, all for $339.95. You save $50 at Sears. So, what are you waiting for?
Next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular presents the second annual Hollywood Stunt Competition, with 8 of Hollywood's finest stuntmen competing. That's next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
The Celtics are coming back against Seattle. Here in Denver, 4:29 to go in the third. 78-74. Knicks leading the Nuggets, and on the turnover, here they come. They applied full court pressure. The air ball gives it back to the Knicks. Haywood has scored 10 points this quarter. And now he is getting a break as Knight and Shelton. Toby Knight on Bo Ellis.
Basket by Toby Knight.
A 6-point New York Knicks lead. Thompson has scored 7 for the Nuggets. Shelton muscling against Issel. Bo Ellis.
The two rookies, Ellis and Knight, going one-on-one against each other. Neither one of them are bashful, are they? Just put the ball right up.
Ellis got a hand on it. Anthony Roberts checks in. Larry Brown's Nuggets.
Replacing David Thompson.
So Thompson will sit down. 3:47 to go in the third. Knight. Knicks up by 6 as he hits a couple of quick field goals.
That was a beautiful shot right there. He didn't hesitate for a second. He had a lot of confidence in that shot.
Grew up in Long Island. Got a hand on it. Ellis regained control.
Right back at you.
Boy, we've seen some impressive rookies, haven't we, in this game,
indeed.
Keith? Shelton, second-year man from Oregon State, 84-78. It's a 6-point Nick lead. And it's Wilkerson to the glass. Blocking foul. And that's Shelton. That's his fourth.
There's Bobby Wilkerson taking the ball to the hole, trying to get by Shelton, and you could see him jump over to the side, draw the charge on that play. It wasn't really a very good foul. Not much chance to draw the foul on that.
Now, Brian Taylor. The hearing will be Tuesday in Commissioner Lawrence O'Brien's office in New York. Taylor and the Nuggets have not communicated since he left, claiming that the Nuggets had defaulted on a payment in his contract. Carl Scheer doesn't believe it is true, and the commissioner will conduct a hearing. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are playing a man short. Brian Taylor, a guard. His brother Bruce, of course, a defensive back for the San Francisco 49ers. So they will get the results of that hearing sometime next week. Ray Williams sealed off on the Ellis switch. There's got to be a mismatch someplace. Williams behind Gondrzak. Stay down.
Loose ball foul on number 9, Butch Beard, his third.
And welcome to the fans that have just joined us here in Denver right now. The New York Knicks lead the Denver Nuggets 84-80. I'm Brent Musburger, along with Keith Erickson. Nuggets, of course, are in their home white. The Knicks are in their road blue. And Keith, the Knicks have shown us some team basketball so far under Willis Reed.
They've been playing great today. And, you know, it's a credit to this team. Their 8th game on the road. This is their 8th. They've lost 5 in a row. Willis is trying a lot of combinations, and I think these young rookies have really handled themselves extremely well out here.
Of course, here's the main shooting man, the forward with the golden touch, Bob McAdoo, who is back. Bobby Wilkerson of the Nuggets is at the line, formerly of Seattle, #1 draft choice out of Indiana. A 2-point Nick lead. 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the third. Stolen by Matt Calvin, who had an excellent second quarter. Off to Roberts. Gondrzak came over and fouled him.
That's a good foul by Gondrzak right there. Anthony Roberts had an automatic 2 points on that play. Now he forced them. They were in the penalty anyway. So they're just going to make him shoot the free throws and get them from the free throw line.
Jazz and the Pistons were tied. And here is David Thompson. Those of you who were watching another game at the time missed an incredible dunk by David Thompson, who probably is playing as well as any single player in the league so far this year. You'll see him starting for the Western Conference All-Stars in the NBA All-Star game a week from Sunday from Atlanta. Roberts missed that time. Time for the penalty now, and he can tie it. 2:34 to go in the third. Gondrzak control, 84-83. Knicks ahead of the Nuggets. Gondrzak loses control, and the Knicks will pay the price. 85-84. Nuggets with a 1-point lead on the Knicks turnover, and they've turned it over now 25 times. Ray Williams.
Basket by Ray Williams.
Here's Anthony Roberts bringing the ball down, making sure on this one, boy. He put it through there. No two ways about that one.
Nuggets down by 1 point. 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Matt Calvin had a block by Phil Jackson. It's Williams and Beard. It's 4-on-1 now. McAdoo to the basket.
McAdoo.
It's a 3-point Nick lead. 1:38 to go.
That's a picture-perfect fast break. Now watch Phil Jackson hardly even jump to block that shot by Matt Calvin. A bad shot. Here's Ray Williams, bring it down. He sees McAdoo on the side, comes in for the dunk. Beautiful fast break by the Knicks. They're really playing together now.
Stolen by Gondrzak. Beard. Gondrzak battling. It'll go now to the Nuggets with 1:22 to go in the third. 88-85 Knicks. Calvin bringing it up against Williams' pressure. The Nuggets have been in the penalty each period, and the Knicks none so far. Bo Ellis. Thompson.
There's David Thompson with the ball. He sees Bill Jackson between him and the basket. Bill Jackson reached in and grabbed his arm. Thompson still put the ball up and got a nice soft touch on that ball. This man has got incredible talent, doesn't he?
Unbelievable, Keith. That is 4 fouls right now on the rookie Gondrzak.
I think it was on Jackson.
Now, Gondrzak is complaining about who the foul was on because... Aha. Give 3 to Gondrzak. Jackson's first. Now, here's Thompson. He can tie it if he hits this free throw. He's tied it once earlier with a 3-point play. That's the second time. Cleveland leading Atlanta by a point in the third quarter. Inside of a minute left in the third here.
Come on, Glenn.
Whistle was blown as McAdoo put it down on the drive.
Foul is on number 31.
Now that's Bo Ellis who fouled it.
That's really a smart play by McAdoo, taking the ball to the hole. He's got a rookie guarding him. And you figure if he's taking the ball to the hole, if there's any contact at all, the foul's going to be called on the rookie.
And you know, Keith, the Knicks still can't get the Nuggets into that penalty. That was their 4th team foul, 45 seconds to go, and of course plays like that could get you into the penalty.
That's
if you
right.
put it down, McAdoo, they come the other way. Now, that is the 4th foul on Gondrzak.
Here's McAdoo going up for the shot. Now, Bo Ellis really hit McAdoo's hand on that. And here's Gondrzak coming over the back of Anthony Roberts, and the foul was called on Gondrzak. McAdoo felt that he was fouled on the play, and it looked like it from here.
Roberts coming up to the line. There's 5 team fouls against the Knicks. Tommy Lagarde checks in. Bobby Wilkerson back off Larry Brown's bench. 41 seconds to go in the third. We're even at 88.
Larry Brown putting his defensive players in again and taking Issel and Thompson, his scorers, out.
Nuggets up by 1. Knicks have 41 seconds on that clock to work with. Bill Jackson, not normally the shooter in that situation. You come to the free throw line. They left him alone at that left baseline with Chicago trailing Milwaukee. Those are the 2 teams pursuing Denver in the Midwest Division.
Bill Jackson will have 3 shots, make 2.
That last foul was the kind of a foul that your coach does not like to see. With 31 seconds to go on the clock, he probably had about 10 seconds to go. Phil Jackson, 6'8", Matt Calvin, 6'1". Matt Calvin cannot block the shot, and it was not a good foul, putting them in the penalty situation at last.
Now the penalty. Tied. 31 seconds for the Nuggets in the third quarter. Pressure by the Knicks. McAdoo with the hand. He charged into Matt Calvin. Loose ball foul. Came down to steal the ball. Calvin was positioned there, and McAdoo just couldn't stop in time. And more importantly, that is the 4th foul on Bob McAdoo.
And here comes Toby Knight. Will definitely go in for Bob McAdoo.
We've got a 20-second injury timeout.
Matt Calvin took a pretty good blow from Bob McAdoo on that play. McAdoo was going full speed and ran him right over.
Bob Travaglini out there with little Matt Calvin. Calvin has provided a spark.
Here's Bob McAdoo going for the ball. Matt Calvin got it. McAdoo didn't have any time to stop at all, even to slow down, just ran right over it.
Keith, today's attendance in Denver up over 16,000. They're averaging 15,729.
Number 2 in the league, behind these New York Knicks.
Here's Calvin. 30 seconds showing. Tie score at 90. Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors coming up right after this basketball game on CBS. Next week, another full round of regionalized games. Then a week from Sunday, the All-Star game from Atlanta. So Calvin boosts the Nuggets to a 2-point lead. Pressure by Price on Butch Beard. Ray Williams from the the Nuggets. They've got 10 seconds. He's lost control.
That happens sometimes when a player gets caught up in the air. That's why coach always tells the player, the guy with the ball, stay on the ground. You can't lose control of it that way. You get up in the air, you've got nowhere to go if your one pass gets cut off.
Now let's see if the Knicks can tie it. Last shot time. Williams. Short, taken off by Price. That should do it. End of the third quarter. So it is the Denver Nuggets who have won 19 of 20 games here in Denver with a 2-point lead. 12 minutes of basketball coming up. It's the Knicks and the Nuggets on CBS.
Come on, it's the Pepsi way. Come on and have a Pepsi day. You found a place to celebrate. Pepsi cold food is great. Come on and have a Pepsi day. You're the Pepsi generation.
The NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. Edith's elderly aunt pays a visit, and it may be permanent, leaving Archie in a stew on All in the Family tonight on CBS.
We're National Sunshine Airline. Watch us shine. Watch us shine.
Watch us shine to the Sunshine State.
To Miami.
To Tampa, St. Pete.
To the Palm Beaches. To Orlando.
To Fort Lauderdale.
Florida's great cities.
From Kennedy, LaGuardia, and Newark.
With all movie, why cabin DC-10s? So if you come to Florida once a year or 15 times a year, watch us shine.
We're National Sunshine Airline. Watch us shine.
It's on now. A&S half-yearly sale. And what a sale it is. Featuring big savings on Magnavox right now. Get big price cuts on Magnavox color televisions. Even touch-tune models. Get big price cuts on color portables, too. Save on Magnavox decorator stereos and lots more. There's something on sale for everyone. So, if you can use it, come and get it at A&S and save. A&S half-yearly sale is on.
Reminder to be sure and stay tuned for the MVP award by conclusion of this game, and that's going to be a very close contest right now, Keith Erickson.
Yes, it is. There are a lot of guys in contention.
92-90. Denver leading the Knicks. The last quarter getting underway. On the floor right now for Willis Reed will be Earl Monroe, Jimmy Clemens, Jim McMillan, Toby Knight, and Phil Jackson. They'll open the fourth quarter. On the floor for Larry Brown, it's Jimmy Price, David Thompson, Bobby Wilkerson, Bobby Jones, and Danny Issel. Issel out on Jackson. And Toby Knight, the cutter. He has shot well, Keith.
Yes, he has. Now, as I said before, he is not bashful. He's got that ball down low, and he just turned around, and he knows he's going to shoot it. Shot it with authority.
Even again at 92. Wilkerson forced out by Monroe. Knight fronts Jones, who comes in to Issel. Beautiful play by Jones.
Bobby Jones was still in the air and made that pass. That's a lob pass from Wilkerson. Toby Knight fighting around and gets in front of Bobby Jones. Jones, while he was still in the air, gave the ball to Issel. What a beautiful pass.
Stolen by Wilkerson. And he was out of bounds along the side. Welcome to those of you who have just joined us. Watching the Milwaukee-Chicago game, the team you're chasing, Denver and White on defense. They lead it by 2. It's the Nuggets 94, the New York Knicks 92. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson, and you recognize the Pearl. Monroe dishing off to Clemens. Now it's Jimmy McMillan. Double team, staying with it. 3-second violation. It'll go to the Nuggets. We're up by 2. 10 minutes and 48 seconds to go.
I'll tell you what these Denver Nuggets do. In the fourth quarter, they start playing that defense. They played it pretty well the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter here at home, they really put the pressure on. They look to take advantage of every mistake the other team makes.
All right, Keith, let's keep an eye on that. Now they're on offense. Issel uses the glass. It's a 4-point lead. Now they'll come down, and let's see what kind of defensive pressure they apply to the Knicks. They'll try to force them to set up outside.
this is a crucial point in the game for the Knicks. I think they've got to get McAdoo back in the game. Get their scorers back in there, McAdoo and Hayward.
And no sooner do you say that, Keith Erickson, than Lonnie Shelton. Spencer Haywood reappears. Now McAdoo with 4 fouls, still on Willis Reed's bench. Toby Knight and Phil Jackson are out. 10-17 to go. It's a 4-point Denver lead. Shelton had it knocked away by Jones. Clemens regains. Spencer's alone. And they stayed right with him underneath. And it'll go to Denver.
That's the team defense of these Denver Nuggets again. Now watch David Thompson down here. Haywood gets by Issel, and Thompson comes over to help out. That's that team defense. Otherwise, Haywood would have had an automatic.
Technical on Willis Reed, and he is upset. Here comes Willis. Hugh Hollins tried it. Willis Reed has been assessed for the technical foul. That's the second technical call against the Knicks. One was against Earl Monroe in the first half. David Thompson hits the free throw. It's a 5-point lead, and it is down to the crunch for the Knicks.
Ball still in the backcourt.
There's 22 seconds right now on the shot clock. David Thompson inside of 10, 97-92. Nuggets lead the Knicks. And Monroe now starting out against Wilkerson. Larry Brown's going to call a timeout, I believe, and cool things down.
They've been going at it the last couple of times down the floor the same way.
That's exactly what has happened. Now, New York needs this timeout, Keith. At this point, they've got to regroup. They're down by 5 and 9:51 to go.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Tomorrow we go back to civilization. And let's have a last night in the wilderness party.
Yes, great idea. I've got just what we need.
So tonight...
Hey, Roland Brown. You've been hiding that all week.
I was waiting for the right moment.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Well, like the song says, here's to good friends.
Let it be Lowenbrow.
This is the world's most revolutionary telephone switching invention. We call it Super Switcher. It handles 4 times more calls and may save us $1 billion a year. Just imagine that each of these cars is a long-distance call. Super Switcher could handle 5 days' traffic on a busy LA freeway. That ought to prevent traffic jams on your long-distance calls.
Bell System Technology, keeping your phone system the best in the world.
See what's new today in a Chevrolet.
Chevy's all-new Malibu has all kinds of good news for here and now. Good news about fuel economy. 29 miles per gallon here on the highway. 21 here in the city. It's here and now. There's also good news about room here on the inside. Here in the trunk. It's here and now. The all-new Malibu. It's here at your Chevy dealers now.
Reminder, next Sunday, a full schedule of regionalized games. It's Los Angeles against Washington, Philadelphia against Denver, Cleveland against Detroit, Houston takes on Portland. So consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. Nuggets up by 5. Thompson. And David Thompson now has scored 25 points. 9:35 to go. A 7-point Denver lead. Big field goal as Willis Reed looks on. Spencer Haywood hit it for him. 5-point Denver lead. Jimmy Price. Shelton looking for the outlet. Haywood again with that perimeter jump shot. He's pulled the Knicks back to within 3.
That was beautiful movement on the Knicks that time. Coming down in the fast break, they had 2 men cutting one way under the hoop, the other one coming back. Spencer Haywood wide open to the top of the key, hit his second shot in a row.
Knocked away by Shelton Wilkerson. Haywood goes to work here in Denver. McMillan makes it a 1-point game. So a great burst here by the Knicks. Grabbing foul on Clemens is the call. Reed can't believe it, nor can Jimmy. I didn't see it, Keith. Did you?
No, I didn't see it either.
On number 35, Jim Clemens.
The basket counts. It's 99-98.
First and the team's second.
Now there's 2 team fouls. Here it is.
All right. Yeah. Clemens had a hold of Issel's arm, and then Issel threw him down.
I wasn't sure who had a hold of who in that scene. Now here's Reed coming out. Reed is throwing New Orleans. He's tossed out of the game. New Orleans has tossed Reed out. Reed is furious. Jack Madden. Spencer Haywood. And Reed is still going after Holland.
Jack Madden came over to hold Willis Reed back, and Willis Reed said to Madden in a very serious way, "Don't hold me." And Jack Madden backed off. Willis was mad.
Thompson shoot the team.
Now Thompson is going to shoot this technical. Reed, of course, is gone. There he is talking to Nat Frazier, one of his assistants. Here it is again. Now the technical is being called, and Reed came right out. So Reed is still giving Frazier instructions. We've got a timeout here in Denver while things cool off. But the situation is this. Reed is gone. 8 minutes and 41 seconds to play. Denver leads the Knicks 100-98.
This signal is searching for a General Electric VIR color TV. The signal's VIR. It lets broadcasters automatically control the color of your TV picture on many programs. Watch this GE VIR set use the signal and automatically adjust flesh tones, background colors, the entire color picture. VIR. And General Electric has just won an Emmy for being the first to use VIR in television sets. This is GE Performance Television.
Guilty.
Not guilty. 6 votes guilty, 6 votes not guilty.
This could go on all day. Bailiff!
Pass out the right guard deodorant.
Good.
We got stick or spray. Right guard deodorant has all-day odor protection. Kills bacteria that can cause odor. Stick or spray protects all day. 6 took stick, 6 took spray. It's unanimous.
Right guard deodorant. Don't get dressed without it.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like you to try something.
Okay.
Hold out your hand.
Hey, what is that?
That's Track 2 shave cream, and that's another brand. Feel any difference?
The Track 2 feels heavier.
That's because the Track 2 is heavier. It's packed with moisturizers.
Moisturizers?
They help hold the moisture in your skin so your face feels good after you shave.
Right,
It'll
shave?
feel soft and moisturized.
Great. Wait, what do I do now?
Shave?
Track 2, heavy with moisturizers.
Keith, I think you're right. I guess Clemens does have Issel hooked down there on the right-hand side. Now look at, Clemens has actually got his arm over Issel's right there.
He does. Issel has got his 240 pounds laying on Clemens. That's the only thing Clemens could do was to hold on to him. And then when Issel threw him off, Clemens was called for the foul. The official made a good call, seeing the first play on that.
I think we should point out, that's been building all game with Willis Reed. He complained prior to the start of the second half and the imbalance in the foul shootings. And, of course, you've lost 5 straight. There's Willis bursting back up. He's pretty much under control. I want to tell you, if Willis Reed wants to get you and he's angry, he's going to get you. He cleaned up one night a game, and I've seen films of it, was unbelievable. Blocked by Spencer Haywood. And the Knicks can tie it with their coach now in the locker room, having been kicked out. Haywood not called for traveling, and he tied it with a beautiful move. 8:20 to go. We're tied at 100. NBA action on CBS starting to heat up. 18 points for Spencer Haywood.
You know, Red Auerbach has said that he's actually gotten kicked out of games before. Technical fouls booted out of a game to fire his team up.
Clemens comes right back after Issel had put the Nuggets ahead. Loose ball foul. Now, Madden's a veteran official, and he's not going to let this get out of control. A reminder of what's coming up. Connors and Borg, but it's fierce here right now. Of all the games in the world, the most emotional is in the NBA, when things reach the tip of that volcano. Here now is Jimmy McMillan. Out of bounds. It'll go now to Denver, bringing it up with 7:53. They're ahead by 2, 102 to 100. Thompson comes out. Jumps up on Jimmy McMillan. Taken down by Clemens. They can now tie it. Shelton. Foul was called. It's on Issel. Shelton will come to the line. He was shooting that free throw. Neither team in the penalty. Nuggets with 3 teams and the Knicks with 2. Knicks trailing the Nuggets by 2 with Shelton at the line, and he can tie it.
You know, I'd really like to mention, as far as Willis Reed and getting so upset here, I can really sympathize with the emotions that he has. You know, the fouls, it seems like when you're playing on the road, the fouls always go against you. In the first half, it was 19 to 9. They had the most fouls. Penalty situation late in the third quarter before Denver was even in it. It just seems like the fouls go against you all the time on the road. Willis Reed obviously upset.
Price throws up a left-handed shot, and they stayed with it at the offensive end. A 3-point Denver lead. 7:10 to go. Here's Shelton. Issel hangs with him. Welcome now to those fans who have joined us. It's wild and woolly in Denver. 7:04 to go. 104-101. Denver with the lead and the basketball right now against the New York Knicks. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson. Coach Willis Reed of the Knicks has been ejected. 2 technical fouls with 8:41 to go. He was kicked out by referee Hugh Hollins. Wilkerson inside to Issel, who tried to throw it back up. Bob McAdoo, who had checked back in, was underneath, and the foul is against Haywood, his 3rd. And that is a final. Milwaukee has beaten Chicago 112 to 90. Under Coach Don Nelson, the Bucks showing a lot of improvement with some very talented youngsters this year. The team they are chasing, Danny Issel and the Denver Nuggets in the Midwest Division. Now it is a 4-point lead again, Keith.
Well, that last play, Spencer Haywood let Dan Issel get position right underneath the basket. You just can't do that with this big, strong player.
27 points for Dan Issel. 26 points for David Thompson. They have keyed the offensive end for the Nuggets.
And the Nuggets are playing as a team defensively, too, must be pointed out. I'll tell you, and this is the time when they really start playing it. They really help out and talk.
Critical moment for the Knicks. Shelton. 106-103, and 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Mac Calvin. He's filled in very well for Brian Taylor, who has defected. Knicks trailing the Nuggets by 2 with Shelton at the line, and he can tie it.
You know, I'd really like to mention, as far as Willis Reed and getting so upset here, I can really sympathize with the emotions that he has. You know, the fouls, it seems like when you're playing on the road, the fouls always go against you. In the first half, it was 19 to 9. They had the most fouls. Penalty situation late in the third quarter before Denver was even in it. It just seems like the fouls go against you all the time on the road. Willis Reed obviously upset.
Price throws up a left-handed shot, and they stayed with it at the offensive end. A 3-point Denver lead. 7:10 to go. Here's Shelton. Issel hangs with him. Welcome now to those fans who have joined us. It's wild and woolly in Denver. 7:04 to go. 104-101. Denver with the lead and the basketball right now against the New York Knicks. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson. Coach Willis Reed of the Knicks has been ejected. 2 technical fouls with 8:41 to go. He was kicked out by referee Hugh Hollins. Wilkerson inside to Issel, who tried to throw it back up. Bob McAdoo, who had checked back in, was underneath, and the foul is against Haywood, his third. And that is a final. Milwaukee has beaten Chicago 112-90. Under Coach Don Nelson, the Bucks showing a lot of improvement with some very talented youngsters this year. The team they are chasing, Danny Issel and the Denver Nuggets in the Midwest Division. Now it is a 4-point lead again, Keith.
Well, that last play, Spencer Haywood let Dan Issel get position right underneath the basket. You just can't do that with this big, strong player.
27 points for Dan Issel. 26 points for David Thompson. They have keyed the offensive end for the Nuggets.
And the Nuggets are playing as a team defensively, too, must be pointed out. I'll tell you, and this is the time when they really start playing it. They really help out and talk.
Critical moment for the Knicks. Shelton. 106-103, and 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Mac Calvin. He's filled in very well for Brian Taylor, who has defected this team. There's the final Kansas City winner. It counts. Mac Calvin hits another one outside through the foul. That's 15 points for little Mac Calvin.
Having a whale of a game, coming off the bench and really playing superb basketball. Earl Monroe unhappy with that foul again. I think he just picked up his fifth.
He did indeed, Keith.
Here's Issel bringing the ball over, giving it to Mac Calvin, just taking it up right away, and it looked like Earl Monroe might have just barely touched Mac Calvin on the hand. If anything, it was not a real bad foul.
Williams replaces Monroe.
Flagrant, I mean, not as far as bad.
Keith, now it's 109-103 on that three-point play by Calvin. 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Phil Jackson's going to be checking back in. Jones was there on McAdoo. And Jones fouled him. McAdoo will come to the free throw line. Both teams now with 4 team fouls, so they are out of fouls to give. That is 5 personals on Jones. 6:12 to go. Oh, how the Knicks would love to see Bobby Jones foul out. That would turn McAdoo loose in the stretch. That's 16 points for McAdoo this afternoon. It's been a good one, hasn't it? Hope you've enjoyed it. Next week, another full schedule of NBA regionalized games. Welcome now to those of you who have joined us. 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go. The Nuggets with the ball in the lead. 109-105 against the New York Knicks. Shelton was there, and he fouled David Thompson. I'm Brent Musburger along with Keith Erickson. David Thompson has been sensational. So too has Danny Issel and Mac Calvin off the bench.
Here's an isolation on David Thompson and Lonnie Shelton. I'll tell you, if they leave Lonnie Shelton on David Thompson, he's going to go to work every time down. Lonnie Shelton cannot stay with David Thompson, especially being in a penalty situation. David Thompson will either go to the hoop or to the line every time.
That is 28 points for Dr. D, David Thompson. You'll see him in the All-Star game a week from Sunday. He'll be up against that other Dr. J from Philadelphia, who many of you have been watching this afternoon. McAdoo. Squeezed it so neatly. 111-107. This has been a whale of a game. The Knicks trying to break a 5-game losing streak. The Nuggets 19-1 here on their home floor. Have lost only to Washington, that game in overtime. Lob to Jones. Wouldn't stay in. Knicks can pull to within 2. McAdoo. Off to Thompson. Lead to Bobby Jones. It's a 6-point lead. Williams right back. He has not shot well in the second half. McAdoo had one block, stays with it.
Basket is good. Bob McAdoo.
David Thompson made a beautiful block on Bob McAdoo here.
David Thompson is second.
Watch this fast break now. Issel taps the ball to Thompson. Thompson gets it, turns around and immediately for the other end. Only one guy back, and Bobby Jones takes the ball to the hole with authority.
It's a 3-point lead. 113-110 as Big Mac goes to work. 5 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in Denver. And that white time will be charged to Larry Brown and the Denver Nuggets. With 5:01, he wants to talk it over. 113-110. There's Larry with his back to you. The brown suit kneeling down inside that Denver Nugget huddle. Meanwhile, the Knicks will go over. Nat Frazier and Dick McGuire. 5:01 to go. 113, 110. Nuggets lead the Knicks by 3.
Will be admitted absolutely free in the $5, $6, or $7 sections and accompanied by a paid escort.
Well, Keith, I wonder what they might try to do here. They can go to work on Bobby Jones. Pretty difficult to go to work on somebody that talented, but he does have the 5 personals.
I don't think that they'll do it as far as going to work on Bobby Jones, but they are going to have the ball going into McAdoo, and Jones is guarding McAdoo. I think so it's going to work out to the Knicks' advantage. Without trying to force it to Bobby Jones, McAdoo's going to be taking it anyway.
And, of course, right after this basketball action, Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors. Have any opinion about that match?
I like Bjorn Borg today. Playing on clay, he's got the good attitude going. I really think he's going to take Connors today.
Connors been awfully tough lately, though, hasn't he, Keith?
Yes, he has. So is Borg.
All right, it's a pleasure to be back with you here in Denver. We've finally got the football season over, Keith Erickson, and you and I can concentrate on a little basketball.
Well, it's nice to get it going, isn't it? That football took a long time, didn't it?
It really did. It seemed like forever until we played the Super Bowl.
You were on camera. Here's that pass again from David Thompson. Bobby Jones out ahead without even dribbling the ball. A perfect pass from David Thompson, and Jones just cramming it through. I'll tell you, this is the time when Denver is really, really tough here at home. In the last few minutes of the game, in the fourth quarter, putting the pressure on, taking advantage of the situations. The Knicks are going to have to get a good shot every time down, or they're going to be blown out of this game quickly.
Keith, Bob McAdoo has scored 7 points this quarter, 15 this half.
He's been relatively
5
quiet.
minutes to go.
And I think you're going to see Bob McAdoo turning on here in the last few minutes of this game.
As we start this action, Nuggets lead it by 5 on that goal by Jones. So as I say, go to work on Jones. Jones decides to operate on the Knicks. Never fails.
That's right. We called it.
Look at that defense. Nobody open inside. Bad pass on the turnover. Wilkerson and Calvin is there as the Knicks don't hustle back, don't seal off.
There's a man open. Now Matt Calvin sees him. Into Issel.
Issel, they're breaking men open underneath.
Now that's twice in a row that Phil Jackson has given Dan Issel that time and Bobby Jones the time before. Giving them position inside, you just can't do that. These guys are too smart.
Jim McMillan will come back. Nuggets up by 7. Now it's 5. There's the man, McAdoo. 23 points. 4 minutes. It's a 5-point Nugget lead. Monroe and McMillan will check back in for Frazier and McGuire, who are running the Knicks right now. Thompson was held out by Shelton, and offensive foul is the call against David.
Dan Issel. There's Bobby Wilkerson, has the ball on the side, and Dan Issel kind of setting a screen, turns around. Now Jackson tries to come around, and with no help behind him, Issel just takes the ball to the hole. Not completely Phil Jackson's fault. There's got to be help on the weak side if he's going to front him.
McAdoo was breaking backdoor, drew the foul. Wanted the field goal.
Foul on number 44.
So Issel fouled him.
Is 4th.
That's really a tough play. Bobby Jones overplaying McAdoo on the side, trying to deny him the ball. McAdoo being very quick, backdoored on him, and Jones has got to have help, and that's where Issel came over and fouled him on the play.
Jim Price checks in for the Denver Nuggets.
4-point Nugget lead as Jim Price checks in, and 25 for Big Mac. Knock Calvin out. 26 points, and the Nuggets lead the Knicks by 3 with 3:40 to go. And block outside as McMillan was trying to keep Thompson out. He fouled him.
David Thompson is so tough that you just have to try and deny him the ball. Here's Wilkerson giving the ball up to David Thompson. That's the problem. He just got the ball too easily. Now he just goes to work. A little fake, got his shoulder by, and the foul's on McMillan.
They just clear out that one side. They leave an alley right down the middle for Thompson to go to work with his quickness and his jumping ability.
And there's enough room that he can go to either side of the defensive man. They clear out so much, he can take it either by the man on the left or the right.
29 points for Thompson. 29 for Issel. McAdoo. It's a shootout in Denver. Fourth quarter, Seattle leading now the Celtics by 11 points. 3:11 to go in Denver. Nuggets ahead by a field goal. McAdoo popped out on Jones. It is Issel on that little turnaround underneath.
That's just an incredible pass by Bobby Jones again. Dan Issel made a nice move to the hoop, but he just had to have a perfect pass from Bobby Jones.
That's 31 points for Issel in this game. McAdoo, he's been a one-man offensive show here the last minute and a half.
Here's Bobby Wilkerson with the ball again, giving it to Bobby Jones, who beat McAdoo and dishes off to Issel for a beautiful layup. Thompson's got the ball again. They should give Jones that shot.
Left-handed, they gave it to him.
Yeah, they gave him the right, though. He didn't want to give him the left.
222, 122 to 118. Shelton couldn't control.
Beautiful rebound.
Up by 4.
Larry Brown calling the play. He wanted to make sure they didn't come down and force a shot on that play.
2 minutes left in this game. Knocked away by Shelton, and here comes Williams. Knicks can pull to within 2. Knocked away by Wilkerson. A lazy pass. Wilkerson got a hand on it. Knocked away by Shelton, and here's the pearl. 146.
They're giving it to McAdoo again.
Outside on Jones. Shelton up over the back on Issel.
That's such a smart play by Dan Issel. He doesn't have great jumping ability. He just got in front of Lonnie Shelton. Watch the great position that Dan Issel has on this play. Here's the outside shot by McAdoo. Look at Issel blocking out Shelton. Barely off the ground. Shelton had to come over his back to try and get that ball.
And so Shelton sits down, having picked up his 6th personal foul with 1:38 to go. Nuggets leading by 4, another final. New Orleans beats Detroit by 3 points, 100 to 97. Here is Issel.
You know, it's the little things that really get you here at the end of the game. Good position by Issel, a bad pass coming down on the fast break by the Knicks.
32 points for Danny Issel. You know, so far, the Knicks haven't been able to get another score outside of McAdoo. He has scored their last 15 points. Got time out here in Denver with 1:38 to go. It is 123 to 118. That is a 5-point lead by the Denver Nuggets.
Marlon Barnes and Buffalo to make their final appearance this season.
There's that final as Seattle beats the Celtics in Boston. 103 to 92. Boy, did Lenny Wilkins ever turn the Supersonics.
I'll say, those are 2 complete turnarounds like you've never seen. The Seattle Supersonics, nobody, they had the worst team in the league. How can you figure they'd come back and be in a position to make the playoffs now? And the Celtics, on the other hand, with all of the talent they've had and their tradition, turning around and doing a nosedive.
A lot of prizes to be given away throughout the evening.
The Knicks, of course, are in 2nd place behind Philadelphia. But they are sagging just a bit because if they can't pull this one out, they would have lost 6 in a row as they head back to Madison Square Garden this week.
Ticket window located in the East Lobby.
And a reminder of what's coming up next. Our Grand Slam of Tennis Championship. Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors. Boy, Carl Scheer gives the fans a good show in this arena, doesn't he?
The Golden State Warriors.
That little bird there had to take a 20-second injury time on the first half. Matt Calvin ran him over going for a ball.
Well, we want to applaud our producer, Charles Milton, and our director, Sandy Grossman, not for their work on this broadcast, but their work in getting here last night. Associate producer, Wally Miller. Of course, our field engineer, Ray Savignano. Hey, Ray, nice job. The Savignano, I knew he'd jump all over me if I said that. Technical director is Bob Kellison. Audio, Kenny Back. Nice work, man. What a horrendous storm those folks encountered leaving New York. Trapped in that airport for 8 or 9 hours. I understand they ran out of beer. That caused our producer no end of trouble. Here we got 1:38 to go, 123-118. It's a 5-point Nugget lead over the Knicks. We've got an MVP award to vote for coming up, too, Mr. Erickson. Williams. The Knicks must convert here. Inside to Monroe, and Jones came over, and the foul is called by Madden.
Let's watch Bobby Jones on this to see. There's McAdoo cutting back door. Bobby Jones coming over to help out on Earl Monroe. Both hands up in the air. That's pretty tough. There was a lot of A lot of contact inside. It just looked, I guess Madden thought that he pushed him a little
Jones
bit.
is out. That's his sixth. So Bobby Jones fouls out.
I tell you, the Knicks are not out of this game. There's a lot of time left. Earl Monroe hits 2. It's only a 3-point game.
And Jones on the bench with 6 fouls. Let's see who McAdoo can operate on now. Another final rolls in. Philadelphia. They'll be out in Denver next Sunday. They beat Golden State 99-87. Here we've got 1:27 to go.
I would expect the Knicks to be putting on a little pressure here. Here's their full court press.
It's a 3-point Nugget lead.
Now here's a 2-on-1 if Thompson can take advantage of it.
Monroe circles back on Thompson. Loose ball, and David Thompson got out to regain control in a fresh 24. A big moment. Spencer Haywood getting ready to check back in. Phil Jackson and Bo Ellis outside. Foul is called on Jackson. Here's Spencer.
Now, I didn't see the play on the side, but I've got to believe that that was an intentional foul. Phil Jackson fouling Bo Ellis, hoping that Ellis will do worse at the free throw line than David Thompson taking the ball to the hole.
First quarter score. San Antonio and George Gervin leading our defending NBA champions.
That's a big free throw by Bo Ellis right there. Knicks strategy backfiring a little bit as Ellis hits 2.
107. It's a 5-point Nugget lead. McAdoo drew the foul. Ellis on him. Jim McMillan checks in, and Phil Jackson will come back.
There's a rookie mistake right there. Bo Ellis jumping in trying to block that shot. He's not going to block it. You just got to stick a hand up and try and keep a hand in McAdoo's face. Maybe take his vision away a little bit, but do not foul him. I'm sure Larry Brown told him.
Nat Calvin, 16 points today, a season high for the Nuggets. Dick McGuire and Nat Frazier continuing to run the Knicks bench in the absence of Willis Reed, who was tossed out here in the fourth quarter.
McAdoo got his 32nd point.
Here's the last minute. A turnover would look big. Jackson pressuring the ball. And now it's 5 seconds. It's a turnover, and here comes Spencer. Hugh Hollins telling the Knicks coaches he had it all the way. Now, 1 minute to go. Of course, the time did not start on the 5-second turnover. 125, 122. Knicks can pull to within 1 point.
Probably go.
And it was McAdoo on the drive. Again, it was Bo Ellis.
This is where Denver really gets hurt. They don't have any experienced forwards on their bench. All they have are rookies, and when you've got rookies guarding a player like Bob McAdoo, if there's any contact at all, if it even looks like contact, he's going to go to the line. I don't think Bo Ellis can guard Bob McAdoo at this point in the game.
And now you can see Nat Frazier replaced Willis Reed. Checking on the free throws, timeouts. McAdoo hits another. Now the penalty. 33 points for McAdoo. 34. Jackson pressures Ellis again. And timeout is the call. Now that time Ellis did the intelligent thing. When you're pressured like that, get the timeout, get some court position. Larry Brown can set a play. You know, it's interesting what you said about no experienced forwards and talking to Carl Shearer. They would like to make a trade. They'd like to get the Brian Taylor issue settled and then go out and pick up another forward for the stretch.
They've got to pick up some veteran players, one place or another, and preferably at the forward position. I know they like it. You know, it's interesting. The Knicks have 53 years of experience total on their team. The Nuggets only have 31. They're an extremely young team, and no veterans, like I said, coming off the bench at the forward position.
Spencer Haywood has had some fine moments getting himself loose. We can take a look at some of the scoring. 18 points for Haywood, 33 McAdoo, 18 for Monroe. There's that defense against the ball, Keith.
The full court pressure with Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's been doing this for about 10 years now. Overplaying the ball, jumping out of bounds like he's not supposed to do with those long arms. Good pressure. Bo Ellis did the right thing, calling timeout. He should have done it the time before. Sometimes a rookie, a rookie gets caught in a position like that. You know, it's a tough position. You just don't know what to do.
And I can tell you what to do next weekend. You can watch the Andy Williams San Diego Open next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and then next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, at the conclusion of this basketball game, right after we vote for the MVP, we'll have that tennis showdown. It'll be Bjorn Borg against Jimmy Connors. Timeouts left right now, Keith. The Knicks have a couple, and Denver is down to 1 with 58 seconds to go. It's a 1-point Nugget lead. They've got court position. For Larry Brown, he'll have Ellis on the floor. He'll have Price, Thompson, Wilkerson, and Issel. Gondrzic, McAdoo, Williams. Jackson will pressure the ball, and Clemens. Frazier has a last word with Clemens as he goes out to work. Time remaining. Right down there on your screen. The report that Jimmy Connors has won the first game against Bjorn Borg and will be going there at the conclusion of this game.
Well, they're double-teaming Thompson. They're going to give Issel the shot.
Issel, it's going to be short. Knicks have got a chance with 44 seconds. Now the Nuggets must set up defense as New York uses one of its remaining 2 timeouts. They will set up play, and of course Spencer Haywood will check back in, and Phil Jackson will go out. Well, the double team on David Thompson was successful that time.
Yes, it was. That was a good, smart play by the Knicks. They had to leave a jump shot open somewhere, and it ended up with Dan Issel on the side, who ordinarily is a great outside jump shooter. He came up a little bit short on that one.
29 points for Thompson, 32 points for Danny Issel. Jones fouled out, having scored 12. Matt Calvin off the bench. He contributed 16 points. And 16 points for Bobby Wilkerson. So it has been a good one. And we get an update from San Antonio with the Spurs leading Portland 27-19. Keith, the Knicks have a choice of shooters right now, and I would imagine that the Nuggets would want to keep a close eye on McAdoo. They've been having to go with Bo Ellis against him because Bobby Jones fouled out, and that could have been the turning point in this game, was getting Jones off the floor.
Yes, indeed. Bob McAdoo was so hot, and he continues to be hot. It's going to be interesting to see who Denver has guarding Bob McAdoo at this point in the game. They've got to figure that the ball is going into him. I certainly would. And I'd almost stick David Thompson on him.
Because of his great ability to get off the floor.
Well, and also because he's not going to get called for a ticky-tack foul, whereas Bo Ellis will in a situation.
All right,
like
let's
this.
see how they come out. Of course, next Sunday, challenge of the sexes. That precedes the NBA regionalized coverage here on CBS, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. 41 seconds to go. And Bo Ellis goes with McAdoo.
And Bo Ellis is guarding him. And I'll tell you, the Knicks have got some great scorers on the floor right now. Earl Monroe, Spencer Haywood, Jim McMillan.
Now they get the ball out of bounds on that side. They'll feel some backcourt pressure from Price and Wilkerson. Williams will bring it up on Wilkerson. 35 seconds. Knicks are down by a point. 125-124. Ball game on the line. 10 seconds on the shot clock. McAdoo breaks free. And there was a foul underneath. Bobby Wilkerson fouled McAdoo as he moved toward the basket.
Let's keep our eyes on Bobby Wilkerson. Here's McAdoo going back door. Wilkerson should come into our screen down here. As McAdoo gets the ball, Wilkerson comes over and reaches in. McAdoo runs into him. I think it was a good call in that situation. If Wilkerson wanted to get position on him, he should have just stood upright instead of trying to reach in for the ball. I think he reached in and fouled him first.
26 seconds. McAdoo misses.
Still got 2 shots coming.
He misses again. He needs this one to tie it. He has missed his first 2. Jimmy Clemens checks in.
Now Nat Frazier bringing his defensive guard, Jimmy Clemens, in. Taking Earl Monroe out. Big free throw, Brent.
He's got it. We are tied with 26. Update from Florida. Bjorn Borg has won the second game. He's tied at 1. We'll go down there at the end of the game. 20 seconds on the game clock. Now it is Wilkerson.
I'm sorry, doesn't Denver still have a timeout? I believe they do. I think they still have one. I don't understand why they don't call it.
Shot clock is down to 5.
5 seconds.
Thompson up in the air. Off, and Issel is there.
There's a foul call.
Foul call with 2 seconds.
McAdoo was called on the rebound by Issel.
With 2 seconds left.
Look at Dan Issel on this play. He's really cool down at the free throw line. Here's Thompson going up with a shot. McAdoo was all alone down below with 2 men.
Issel's at the line getting ready to shoot. So the pressure shifts from McAdoo to Issel.
He's still got 2.
Denver up by a point.
He's got a cool look on his face right here. It doesn't look like he's worried at all, does it?
Up by 2 with 2 seconds to go. Now Jimmy Connors has won the 3rd game. He leads Borg 2-1 in the first set. We'll be going down to the finals of the Grand Slam of tennis at the conclusion of this game. Now the Knicks must come up with a quick shot. But with 2 seconds, it's interesting, Keith, because the clock doesn't start until a man touches the ball on the pass, you don't have to panic at 2 seconds. You can usually get a decent shot.
If you get the ball into the man who's going to take the shot, if the ball goes directly to Bob McAdoo, he will have plenty of time to get his shot off. Now what they want to do, what Denver's going to have to do is to try and keep the ball from coming into McAdoo in a place where he's going to want to take and get the easy shot. And especially with having Bo Ellis guarding him again, you don't want any ticky-tack fouls at this point. He's just got to get his arm up on him.
More of the same next Sunday on CBS. Los Angeles, Washington. Philadelphia will be out here at McNichols to take on these talented Denver Nuggets. Cleveland versus Detroit. Houston takes on the defending world champion Portland Trail Blazers. And then the following week, the NBA All-Star Game from the Omni in Atlanta. What a year this is about to become in the NBA. We crashed toward those playoffs. I can still see Bill Walton's jersey being ripped off in Portland at the end of Game 6, and I can also still see McGinnis's shot an inch and a half short.
He was so close, yet so far.
This has been a good one. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm Brent Musburger, along with Keith Erickson, reminding you that right at the end of this game, after we announce the most valuable player, we'll be taking you down to Florida. For the Grand Slam of Tennis Showdown, Jimmy Connors and Bjorn Borg. The last score I had was 2-1, Connors, first set.
Here come the Knicks with their shooters in the game again. Haywood, McAdoo, McMillan, and Monroe.
Ellis will pressure the inbounds pass.
One normal step, that's it. One normal step.
Could hear what Hollins was telling Williams. It is Jimmy McMillan at the buzzer. It is up, it is good! Jimmy McMillan, it counts! We've got overtime in Denver. They go to Jim McMillan rather than McAdoo, and as the buzzer sounds, he hit the jump shot from the left baseline.
Not only did he hit it, but Dan Issel at 6'9" was guarding him. Watch McMillan get this ball and how cool he is. He's got the ball down there. Watch him give Dan Issel a fake. Gives him a fake to hold him on the ground to make sure he gets the shot. Look at the clock down below. 0-0 as that ball's in the air. Issel's walking off the floor, and the ball goes through.
So it is time for us to take a break. But when you come back, it'll be a 5-minute overtime. Denver and the Knicks.
See what's new today.
Stare hard at this new Chevrolet Caprice Coupe, and you'll see something most unusual. Full-size grown-up human beings riding comfortably in the back seat with ample leg room. And in the trunk, almost 20 cubic feet of luggage space. The new Chevrolet Caprice Coupe with more trunk room, more headroom, and more rear seat leg room. It's as easy on the knees as it is on the eyes.
We're the Van Arsdales, Tom and Dick. We're identical twins, and we drink identical beers. Light beer from Miller. We love it. The best thing about light beer is it's less filling. Great taste. Less filling. It's got a third less calories than the regular beer. Great taste, Tom. Less filling. And I'm not Tom. You are. I'm dead. You think you are, but you never were.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
We are back in Denver. I'm Brent Musburger with Keith Erickson. It's overtime. The New York Knicks and the Denver Nuggets. Jack Madden, the referee, just came over and pointed out it's 5 minutes, 2 timeouts a team, and 4 fouls. In other words, you've got 3 to give, Keith, and the 4th puts you into the penalty rather than 5 during regulation time.
That's right.
McAdoo and Wilkerson jumped it up. Let's set some of the lineups. Monroe, Williams out there, McMillan, McAdoo, Haywood on the floor. Williams hits the field goal. We've had a little bit of everything, haven't we? Willis Reed kicked out. Great slam dunks by David Thompson. Excellent comeback by the New York Knicks. Spencer Haywood and Bob McAdoo with the hot hand, and that great shot by Jimmy McMillan. Now, what does overtime hold in store for us? Bo Ellis. Tied at 129. 4:26 to go in OT. Wilkerson, Ellis, Price, Issel, and Thompson. Second quarter update. San Antonio tough at home. Here's Jimmy Mack. Slides inside. Issel comes underneath Bo Ellis. Good move by McMillan.
McMillan looks turning into a money player out here, isn't he?
Making a move on the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player Award, Mr. Erickson. Here is Thompson. Ball eludes Ellis. Out of bounds goes to the Knicks.
Here's Jimmy McMillan. Got Issel out on the side. Got him up again just a little bit. Drove around him and reverse layup. Bo Ellis would have blocked it on the other side. He used the rim.
3:48 to go. Knicks ahead by 2. 131 to 129. McAdoo put it down and drove into Thompson, who stepped right in and called on the blocking foul. David trying to draw the charge that time. Oh, is he quick, Keith? He just took one step and he was right there.
Yes, he did. And it was a nice try by David Thompson to try and help out. Here's McAdoo going around Bo Ellis. Here's David Thompson stepping over just a little bit late.
4 fouls on Thompson. McAdoo's 36th point this afternoon. Make it 37. It's a 4-point Knick lead with 3:39 to go in overtime.
It's interesting to see the 6'7" guard running the offense for the Nuggets out here.
It sure is.
Here's David Thompson one-on-one again. Beautiful.
Rolls the Nuggets back to within 2.
He's so valuable. You've got to have help on him. Spencer Haywood came over to help out. He still shot the ball over the 6'8" Spencer Haywood.
McAdoo.
Here's David Thompson. David Thompson going around Jim McMillan. Spencer Haywood jumping, and he got the ball even over him. No, it was over. McAdoo helps out.
Interesting about McAdoo, he had scored only 7 points at the end of the first half. He's up over 30 this half, including overtime. 4-point Knick lead. Jimmy Price had it blocked off by McAdoo. 2:50 to go in overtime. Six seconds showing on that shot clock. Thompson outside. Ellis at the glass, but there's a whistle.
Earl Monroe's on the floor.
Update on the tennis. Jimmy Connors has just won the 4th game.
Look at Bo Ellis, can't believe it.
Jimmy Connors leading Bjorn Borg right now, 3-1. Keith, what were you getting ready to say now about Bo?
No, I'm sorry. The camera was just showing Bo Ellis was incredulous at that call that was on him. And here he knocked Earl Monroe on the floor.
Haywood from the left corner. McAdoo loses. Looked like he had an offensive rebound. 2:30 to go. It's a 4-point Knick lead. Fouls on Haywood.
Haywood turned around and said to Jack Madden, good call, good call.
That's the first time we've heard that this afternoon.
That might be the first time all year.
2:26 showing right now. 135, 131. Knicks leading the Nuggets.
Going to Issel inside.
Spencer Haywood was there. Spencer didn't like this one.
He didn't make a good call that time.
This time. That's 5 on Spencer.
Let's watch Spencer Haywood. Dan Issel loses the ball on this. Let's see if it's because Spencer fouls him. Here he's turning to the hoop. There, the ball comes out of his hands right there. I guess the official called Haywood for leaning on Issel's back as he took the ball to the hole.
$35 points for Issel. He has pulled the Nuggets to within a field goal. 2:18 to go in overtime. 135-133. Knicks lead the Nuggets.
I'm also impressed that the Knicks have got this Ray Williams, a rookie, in at guard, when they've got Jim Clemens and Butch Beard on the bench.
Haywood. Back to 4. There, of course, the brain trust. Matt Frazier and Dick McGuire. Willis Reed ejected in the fourth quarter.
Forced shot by Jimmy Price. Not a good shot. Here come the Knicks on a fast break. Now let's get a good shot, they say. That's good, smart play by the Knicks.
They're up by 4, Keith, with 1:35 to go in overtime. Short. Whistle was blown. It's on Ray Williams.
Number 13, Ray Williams.
And Frazier calls Ray over. He's running the Knicks.
I'm not so sure that I would have Ray Williams take the shot in that situation. Spencer Haywood, Bob McAdoo, Jim McMillan out there, Earl Monroe.
I guess you have to take him sometime, though, Keith. You know, you might as well get started. McAdoo and Haywood aren't going to be around all their lives. We've got a timeout. It's 137, 133 Knicks.
Sir, what's the hurry? Going to rent a car. Oh, well, you don't have to run. Gotta run. Oh, no, if you had an Avis Wizard number, you could walk. Walk? Call toll-free and let our Wizard system do the running. Just show a major credit card, license, sign, and get the car. I don't have to run through airports? Not with Avis. I can walk through airports.
We try harder, Avis, we don't know another way.
I'm walking through airports.
Has Gillette made a breakthrough in shaving? Yes. A closer shave with more comfort? Yes. Then Gillette's done the impossible. Introducing Atra, the impossible shave. Atra, the first razor with a head that pivots to safely follow every contour of your face. This Atra face-hugging action keeps the twin blades at the perfect angle. You've never shaved this close with this much comfort.
Impossible.
New Gillette Atra, the impossible shave.
Keith, Bobby Jones fouled out, so he's not in the game. The only other game that Denver lost at home was in overtime to Washington, and Bobby Jones fouled out of that game too and was not on the floor in overtime against the Big E, Elvin Hayes. 1:29 to go. It's 137-133. The Knicks lead the Nuggets. 20 points for Spencer Haywood. For McAdoo, 39 points.
Denver's got to get a good shot here. They're going for the 2-point. They want Issel to take it to the hole if he can. Go for a 3-point play.
Williams gambles. McMillan's got it, and here's Williams. Let's see if he dunks this time. He does. He missed an easy layup in the first half, and Keith Erickson pointed out that he should have dunked it, and obviously the coaches told him that. Here's Thompson. Going to have to do a little one-on-one right now, Keith. Knocked away by McAdoo. Issel regains control. And here's Thompson again. 6 on Haywood. He's out.
Here's Ray Williams picking up the ball after he deflected. It was passed to him. He's not going to miss this one. I'll guarantee you that. And that's what he was saying to himself and to the coaches.
Haywood out. Phil Jackson checking with Dick McGuire. Anthony Roberts, 21, is on the floor right now. Thompson at the line. 139 to 133. 1 minute to go. That's an update. You'll be going. Now, Borg broke Connor's serve to win his second game in that set. So that would have been in the 5th game of the first set. 3-2. Connor's leading, but Borg, if I've understood correctly, should be serving right now and can tie that first set. So we've got a minute left here in overtime. 139-134. Now make it 135. Pressure by the Nuggets. Thompson has scored 33 for the afternoon. 36 for Issel. The Nuggets can pull to within 2, and here's Thompson, and he's fouled. Williams holds him up, doesn't want to hurt him. Intelligent play, but don't hurt him.
Yes, indeed. That was a very smart play. Here's David Thompson knocking the ball away. Anthony Roberts picks it up, gets it to Issel, who fires a fastball right down to David Thompson. Ray Williams grabs him to make sure that he doesn't get hurt, holds on to him. That's a good, smart play, and one that you like to see.
The Knicks are in the penalty, however. And that means something right now, with Thompson having missed that free throw, because he's got 2 coming. Now it's a 3-point Knick lead, 41 seconds left in overtime. It is a 2-point Knick lead, and the Knicks will call a timeout to get some court position. Very important possession coming up. The one thing they must avoid is a quick turnover, and we'll be right back to see what happens.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. When things are getting thick and you want to start real quick, you can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. They've got the stuff when the starting's tough. You can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. Delco Freedom. Thanks, Delco. Way. Come on and have a Pepsi day. You found a day to celebrate. Pepsi cold food is great. Come on and have a Pepsi day. You're the Pepsi generation. Pepsi day.
Next Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports presents the PGA Tour's Andy Williams San Diego Open, with Tom Watson heading a strong field. That's next Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
The scene in Denver with 41 seconds to go in overtime, and the Knicks leading the Nuggets 139 to 137. The Knicks will have possession. McAdoo has scored 39 points and pulled down 19 rebounds. Thompson, 35 points and 6 rebounds. Issel, 36 points and 7 rebounds. Against pressure, Issel all over Jackson. There's the violation. 5-second violation. Issel pressuring the ball. The Nuggets can tie it.
You know, I find it pretty interesting that the Knicks took the ball out of bounds on the end line.
Why did they do that rather than midcourt, Keith?
Well, they've got plenty of time left, 41 seconds. I guess they figured they would have more room to throw the ball in down there.
2-point Knick lead. The Nuggets can tie it on this play. And again, Madden is conferring with Hollins probably on where they're to bring this ball in. Chance to tie it. Anthony Roberts over to Wilkerson. Price will take the shot. He's open. It's short. Anthony Roberts with control and a fresh 24. Off Issel's hands, and it'll go to the Knicks. It's over the line. It'll go to the Knicks. There's no question about it.
No, the Nuggets are saying that it was touched, but I don't believe it was. I think that was a good call.
I do too.
The officials are right on top of that play.
139, 137, 25 seconds. That's what the Nuggets are protesting. Now here's Hollins and Madden conferring. Hollins and Madden are now they're holding. Madden's over there with Brown, and Larry says you're wrong. Watch and see if it was touched. Let's see if Larry's right.
Here's Anthony Roberts driving the ball, and it was hit off of his leg. There's no question about it. It was hit off of his leg.
Price is out on Williams. Fouled him. Madden telling Larry Brown to sit down. So it was a good call.
It was a good call, definitely.
His leg.
Now, the next foul will put the Nuggets in the penalty situation also.
We're going to have a timeout. Larry is still upset, protesting that call with 21 seconds to go. Knicks will have the ball. They lead it by 2 when you come back.
What are you waiting for?
Right now, save $50 on a color TV from Sears.
What are you waiting for?
It's on sale for just $339.95. You get a 19-inch super black matrix picture tube for bright, crisp colors, automatic fine-tuning, and a solid-state chassis, all for $339.95. You save $50 at Sears. So, what are you waiting for?
America has all kinds of drivers, so it's a good thing America has Quaker State motor oil. Because even if you drive like this, Quaker State helps cars last. Fact is, you can help avoid expensive engine repairs by using Quaker State regularly. Refined from Pennsylvania-grade crude oil, Quaker State helps cars last. Maybe that's why Quaker State's the best-selling motor oil in America.
Just as you left, Jack Madden called the technical on Larry Brown. Earl Monroe made the free throw. So the scene now is 21 seconds to go in Denver in overtime, and the Knicks lead the Nuggets 140 to 137. The Knicks can kill it right here.
Now they want to get the ball into one of their free throw shooters.
Forbes holds on to his serve, stolen by Thompson, over his head to Roberts. 17 seconds, Roberts short, and it's Williams off. Foul is called. Where in the world did David Thompson come from? What a magnificent performance he has given us, jumping in there at the last moment, giving the Nuggets one more chance.
Watch the steal by David Thompson. Comes from nowhere. Jumps up and gets the ball without even looking, just throws it to his basket. Anthony Roberts goes down, can't get the ball and take it to the hole. He gets the ball out here, and I think he should have just put the ball up and taken a jump shot out there instead of forcing the shot.
Williams misses at the free throw line. There are 13 seconds to go. The Knicks ahead of the Nuggets by 3. Jimmy Connors comes right back. Now leading Borg 4-3. We'll be going to Florida at the conclusion of this game. Off now to Wilkerson. 10 seconds. Loses it.
Great defensive play by Jim McMillan.
All right, Keith Erickson, we're in overtime. We've already taken some time from 7 seconds to go. The Knicks lead it by 4. Let's take a look at this, and I'm going to ask you for your vote on the most valuable player.
Watch Jim McMillan reach in and steal that ball out of Wilkerson's hands, right into the hands of Earl Monroe. That's a beautiful play by McMillan.
The Knicks hold on. Who would you vote for as the most valuable player?
I don't think there's any question. It's got to be Bob McAdoo.
I would agree with that. And so the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player Award is going to go to Bob McAdoo. Now, that means that the Chevrolet $1,000 scholarship is going to be awarded to North Carolina on behalf of Bob McAdoo, who tossed in 39 points, and was he sweating it after he missed those first 2 free throws late in regulation time.
How about in the first half? He only had 7 points. Talk about a second half performance.
Wilkerson left alone. That's going to be it. 2 seconds left. Stolen by Thompson. Magnificent in defeat. David Thompson hits one outside. 143, 141. The final score. The Knicks break their 5-game losing streak. For Keith Erickson, I'm Brent Musburger. We hope you enjoyed it. The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.